Ohio, dudes, dudettes, and all my beautiful people of the interwebs. Bloody Nugs here, aka the Gothic Gamer, your resident anime king. It is Saturday, so it's time to go beyond. Thank you for joining the Smash Podcast. Welcome to the United States of Smash. How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone's doing great. I know I'm doing great. I know my panel's doing great. We're all doing phenomenal today. And I gotta say, it is a great time. It is the summertime. It's hot where the fuck we are, at least for some of us. In the middle of the South and Midwest because of the fact that it's like 100 plus degrees, so it's hotter than Satan's butthole. But that's not the only thing that's hot right now. San Diego Comic-Con just passed, and holy shit did some people bring the heat. Specifically, Marvel dropping it off with that 90-minute panel talking about Phase 4. And they dropped some hella bombs on what they showed there, and then teases on what's still yet to come. And I gotta say, I know I'm excited. I know my panel here is excited. So let's introduce to him. And we have a very special guest who hasn't been here in almost a year. And I hate that it's been so long, but he doesn't always talk about the same nerd shit that we talk about. But give it up for my big brother, my close friend, the king of salt himself. What's up with you, Salty?
What's good, everybody? As my phone goes off, I'm excited to be back on Smash Podcast. It's been too long, but there's some awesome. It's like E3 for nerds and comic books and everything else for Comic-Con. So it's good to talk about it. The MCU just finished up a crazy, first couple of phases, and now they're moving on into the future. And I'm excited to talk about it. Thanks for having me on.
Always, it's always great to have you on, Salty. It's always great to have you on. And we have another guest coming in, Triple Cup Chuck, but he's learning and trying to figure out how to use his computer. I don't think he's all the way up yet, so once he's all set up, he'll be joining in with the rest of us. But let me introduce you to your regular crew. Of course, as always, we got the homie, the man named after the car himself, the Vegeta Defender, our resident Supra G.
What's good, everybody? Glad to be back. We missed last week, but let's get to these topics. I'm ready to talk.
You ready to talk? I know I'm ready to talk. We all ready to talk. All right, so let's gonna go ahead and just start off with a quick little small topic while we wait for everyone else to get back in here. Right? So coming from Comic-Con, there has been quite a bit of confirmation news and stuff like that we have heard. However, one of the biggest ones that we have absolutely heard about that not everyone's talking about is that they confirmed and gave a new update on the John Wick spinoff. For those who didn't know, about 2 years ago, they confirmed that they were going to do a John Wick spinoff called the Continental, and it's going to be talking about the history of the hotel itself. Talk about when it was first founded, how it works within the organization, and how a lot of the assassins use that. And right now, they did do an update, say that it is still in the works, and that currently the earliest report is that it is going to be debuting in early 2021. Now, Salty, have you watched the John Wick films?
Have I watched the John Wick films? Of course, man. I love them, all three, right?
All three.
Very, very good films. I'm a big fan of Keanu, right? You're breathtaking. The dude is just on a roll in Hollywood, man. He's one of the most popular male actors in Hollywood right now, I would argue. And just even in gaming, just the dude's everywhere. He's working on a Bill and Ted's, another movie for that. Like, he's just, he's going to be in Cyberpunk. The movies are awesome. It's in the action genre when it comes to just pure action with guns and martial arts and blades, everything else. Like, there's not too many movies that are better than John Wick, in my opinion. Just has the whole package going on. Yeah. But as far as like expanding out into that universe, it only makes sense, right? You make a lot of money with your main franchise. You want to see how far you can take it. And the popular thing is to build these universes out, right? And see what you can do. You're seeing that with the Fast and Furious movies, with Rock and Jason Statham. What's that movie called?
Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw, right? They're just trying to make more money off the mainline movies. So
That's trash too.
yeah,
Hey, man, don't be hating on Hobbs and Shaw. That looks funny.
Kofi in the house.
Hey, what up, Kofi? Kofi's another
It's good,
dad.
Cove.
We got two dads and another dad in the chat right now. I was like, I'm the only one who doesn't have a kid. But no, you're absolutely right. When you have a successful series and genre like that coming out, the biggest thing that you want to do is to kind of support that, and to really kind of keep growing it and stuff like that. That's absolutely what you want to do, and what they're doing with John Wick, with the fact that they're doing the spinoff with the Continental, I think it's a great thing because of the fact that it allows people to see just a little bit more of what that universe has to offer and things like that, as well as what they could do within that universe and things like that. So the biggest thing that they're doing with it is that, what I like about what they did with the John Wick films, right, is that in the universe, everything just works. They don't try to do too much, and when everything starts taking off and going, they don't explain it. Like when you first see John Wick call the cleaner, right? And he says, "Hey, I have a dinner reservation for 5." The cleaner show up. He gives them the gold coins. That's it. They don't explain why he has to make dinner reservations as the way he does it. He doesn't explain how the gold coins work. Same as when he first shows up. I'm glad they're going to go into the history of the Continental and show off a little bit more of the early years and the foundation of that with the organization and the rest of the Assassin Society. However, there are certain things I still don't want them to explain just because of the fact that it works well for world building if you don't over explain everything. You just let it work. Just let it be. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
G, what are your thoughts on this, my man?
The whole John Wick thing, man. More John Wick is always good to me, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's just how I feel about it. I love John Wick. I love everything around it and about it. But it's gonna be good to just find out, I guess, like more like the lore of it, because I mean, and like you said, the first movie was just like it just came in and we kind of like were just like thrown into stuff, and then stuff was like fed to us, but we didn't really know like the real backgrounds of like the Continental and the rules and everything, and just all these other characters that's like coming out and stuff. So it'd be good to just find out like what happened to with like Lawrence Fishburne's character, like how he was like I guess like an assassin, or whatever, and then he kind of like stepped back.
Oh
Like
yeah,
it's
the
just
pigeon.
yeah, exactly. So I'm just interested in just like finding out all that, dude. And Keanu's a man, so even if he's in it or not, like I just wanted it to be like in the vein of it and just be badass. I don't care.
Exactly, man. I was like, I think they would bring a lot of those people. They may not be regulars. I'll say that because some of those actors are, they cost money. But I think we'd
No
see it.
doubt.
I think we'd see them pop up quite often. Like, of course, we'd see Lance Riddick. He's the he's the front desk holder for the Intercontinental there, and right there in the New York chapter. Because remember, the Intercontinental is a chain of hotels that they use, and the one that we know mostly is the one right there in New York. So I guarantee that we'd see at least Lance Reddick as a possible show regular. And what's the name of the actor who's the main one? He's also in American Gods.
Oh, Ian McShane. Right?
Yeah, Ian McShane. I think those two would be the big regulars, but we might see everyone else kind of pop up in an episode or two throughout the series. So it'll be interesting the way that they do this all with just what they've confirmed.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. Like as long as it's badass and it's like I guess like TVM rated, mature, or whatever. That'd be good. Don't PG-13 water it down or anything like that.
Exactly. That's
But
what
it'll
they're
be
saying. That's one
interesting
of
to
the
see
things.
which channel they or like which programming is going to be on. Like,
I
is it going to be like to a subscription? Is it going to be like Stars, Netflix?
I believe it's
Like,
going to be on Stars. From what I was reading, I believe it's going to be tied to Stars.
Stars. Who watches that though? Right?
I mean, if you pay for
some good
cable,
shows just come from it. Yeah, some good shows have come from Stars.
Like off the dome, I couldn't think of any shows from Stars, but that's just me.
American Gods.
Okay,
oh yeah,
I
American
haven't
Gods.
really seen it. I haven't really
Oh,
seen it.
dude,
I guess I'll have to watch that.
American Gods is the shit. All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
American Gods is dope.
That is.
And then
Yeah.
they had this like this one shooting one too with these two guys. I can't think of the name right now, but that one was good too.
Yep.
But besides that, I get you. I get you. It's not really.
So it's good. I mean, if they want to
Doesn't
get more
bring
people
home like
to,
HBO. Yeah.
yeah, if they want to get their name out there, they need to get more mainline shows and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yup. It's gonna be
And
interesting.
Pennyworth's gonna be on Stars. It looks good, right? Pennyworth's on Stars.
Yes, I believe so. Yeah. Oh yeah, Stars also did Ash versus the Evil Dead,
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and that's hilarious. If you watched the original Evil Dead, because that brought back Bruce Campbell as the titular hero.
And
Mhm.
it did Strike Back. I think it was called Strike Back.
I think it was
It's
Strike
an
Back. Yeah,
action show.
yeah, that was a good one too. But yeah. So the fact that they're doing this spin-off series and it already has strong potential, I want them to build out the world, but I don't want them to over-explain what we've already seen or done or anything like that. That's my big thing, is that they don't try to overdo what has already been done or what.
Or like try to like. I mean, I get it's prequel stuff, but I don't even want them like to even mention anything like that kind of like can affect the story you already know. You know,
Yeah.
like that in a wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's gonna be hard, but I just hope it's good.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. It's gonna be interesting, and it's gonna be a very interesting time on how they portray the whole series. So I'm really looking forward to what they do with it. It's definitely gonna be one of those things.
Mm-hmm.
And Jay said that he likes in this series or in the show when his sister says, "I'm gonna make like a tree and fuck you." Oh, that's crazy. It is hilarious though. But that it is one of those things, man. It is absolutely one of those things. But going on from there, we're gonna head to the next topic, and this is something that I don't think we mentioned before that we really should, um, especially for us as Xbox fans and people who like cartoons. People don't give enough love to cartoons or anything like that. And you know what? Studio MVHR made an announcement that Cuphead is getting its own TV show. It's getting its own cartoon series that is being done in partnership with Netflix. That's right. We all talked about how great it would be for that cartoon-inspired shoot 'em up video game that's harder than Satan's dick getting its own TV show, and it's absolutely doing that. And I'm really looking forward to it because I love the art. I love that game. It's so beautiful. The music is phenomenal. And the fact that it's getting its own TV show is well deserved because honestly, it's perfect for a TV show. Yes, harder than Satan's dick. You heard what I said.
What a saying, man.
Hey, what's up, Easy?
Oh god.
Look,
Yeah, dude. Cuphead. What can you say, man? I imagine being the people that created this and like took their mortgage out to support it and to
Right.
see
I was
where
thinking the
it's
same.
gone, right?
and that's
No, that's
exactly
the
what
same
they
thing I was
did.
saying because they took everything they had,
Yeah.
dude, and put it into that, and then, like it's actually paying off. You don't see many times that stuff like this actually pay off for people,
Mm-hmm.
and it really is. So it's one of those like just great stories to hear about, man. Like
Yeah, yeah.
It
That's the
that
thing.
story
absolutely is.
alone will make people want to like be interested in what like the even if they don't know Cuphead, like people that didn't play the game or like
Mm-hmm.
interested in it, that like hearing a story like that sometimes make you want to see like what they did to like their work that's like being exposed, man. It's so dope, dude. Like I love
Yeah,
it for
yeah.
those people.
Hey, looking back to the Xbox generation, someone asked because they're trying to get an Xbox or something. And they said, what are the top 3 games that you'd recommend that are must played? And even though the Cuphead's on the Switch now, it's just Cuphead is in the top 3. There's no question about it. It's original. The music is fantastic. It's just one of those games that are unique. When's the last time you saw a game like Cuphead? Hand drawn, just has that retro feel. Just you could see the love and passion that was put into that game, and it's
No
awesome.
doubt.
And it's become a brand. It's a brand. It's recognizable, and that's what you
Mhm.
shoot for. And the fact that these people put it all on the line, that's really what passion projects are. You have a dream, and you have to take risks in life to hit it big. It's kind of like at the casino, right? You can't just make dollar bets and expect to go big. it's like with anything in life, you got to put things on the line, and sometimes it doesn't pan out. But like this, for example, they put all their shit on the line, put all the chips in the middle of the table, and then bam, their brand's on Netflix now, being made into a cartoon. That's crazy, right? Merchandise on the Switch. I heard a funny story actually. This lady wanted to buy her like 4-year-old a Switch because of Cuphead. Imagine that being your first game you ever played, right? I mean, some people just
Well,
don't.
I mean, we only have to imagine it. That was some of
Yeah,
us, bro. Like,
yeah,
think
yeah.
about, like, I don't know when you started playing games, but I started playing games like early '90s, late '80s. All
Hmm.
those games at that time was fucking hard, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like the Contras, like
Yep.
stuff like that, just was just hard, man. You get 3 continues, that was it. Like, so imagine like just throwing a little kid into Cuphead. Oh my
Hmm.
gosh, that might just ruin his life.
Yeah,
But
he'd be like,
at this,
I don't like video games. I'm
yeah, in
out.
this day and
I'm
age,
out.
right? Like kids can
Yeah.
look on stuff and just be like, I'm done with it. On to the
Yep.
next.
Exactly. And you know what? You're not wrong. It really is that old school feel of, hey, it's hard mode. Look, like you brought up Contra. Among my groups of friends, I was called the Beast of Contra because I was the only one who can get to the third alien rune with the on the ice level without having to use a continue. But you'd end up
Man,
using all your damn lives on that asshole in the tank because of the fact that
I
dude,
still haven't even beat Cuphead though, dude.
dude.
Like,
But I'm right there with you, and that's not because for the lack of trying. It's just the fact of I never have. I was like I always get caught up. Like I do it, I start doing really
Don't
well,
lie.
and then I go back
it's
and then
it's
end up
it's
getting caught up
it's in
with
my
other stuff in my backlog.
backlog.
You don't gotta lie to kick it there, bloody. You
Hey,
know?
hey, hey, hey! No, no,
No,
no! Don't
that
even
game,
go there.
no, I'm gonna
I live streamed that, and in 3 hours,
Uh-huh.
I already got to
that
the
game
to the
hard
end
as
of the
shit.
third or the second
Uh-huh.
aisle. Don't even go there. I did it for charity. I did it for the children. All right,
No,
don't even
Well,
go
no,
there.
no.
do it for yourself and beat it this time, all
Oh,
right?
okay,
No,
all right. I'll
that
I'll
game
do it for
Hey,
myself.
as a man, that game demoralized me, dude. I was not playing it. No, because it was hard as shit, and it's like with the limited time I have to play
Yeah, I
games,
feel you.
like
I feel you.
now, I
Yeah.
can't stick to one game that's just going. I'm gonna be stuck in, bro. Like I would never get past
I
anything,
mean, to
bro.
be fair, I did that with Sekiro, so I have no excuse for
Dude, that
Cuphead.
last boss in Sekiro, oh my god, dude.
Oh,
I
dude.
actually
Seriously,
haven't
like
finished. I haven't finished that either, but that's just been lack of not even playing it. Just playing everything
it's
else.
just I don't know what it is with those type of difficult games like the Souls games, the Sekiro, like blood,
It's the sense of achieving, though, bro. At the same time.
Cuphead, Dead Cells.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but I have to like beat those games no matter how punishing they are, you know.
That is
So
exactly it. That is exactly it. And I mean,
It's
I was
because like
I
most games now, you don't really get the sense of achieving when you beat them, bro. It's just like,
yeah.
oh, you beat a movie. Like those games, it's like true like grit and grind games. Like, have you guys played Rise and Shine?
I have yet to play
Mm-mm.
Rise and Shine. It's on my
Try that
list of
game
things
too.
to
So
do.
you'll like that game, bro.
Rise and Shine. Let me look it up.
Yeah, Rise and Shine. I think it's in Game Pass if you have it. If not, it's worth a check out, bro. It's a really good
Rise
game.
and Shine.
It's a difficult game too. It's like on the old school style too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but mine's is just not having much time, and then when I do, I don't want to just be
Yeah.
Shout
stuck in
out
the
to the
game and
chat
think
right
about
now.
this stuff.
Megatron showing up, Indie Gamer showing up, my big brother 108 Dragon TV, aka the legendary Lamethius. Everyone's stopping by. I love it. I love it.
Yo, bloody. Real talk, you need to start putting tags in your videos, bro.
Hey, when you live stream outside of going through Google Hangouts, you can't put tags unless I start
Uh,
throwing random stuff in the description.
all right, man. Because I was just looking. I'm all about like getting your videos all good to go for the analytics and shit. And I see no tags in here. About to
Yeah,
come over there
I
and
have to do
smack
it
you
like
up,
I
dude.
have to do it like post show.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. That's all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Trust me, I know all about the analytics. I was like, I got to be better.
All
But
right, man.
still, everyone stopping by, I love it. I appreciate all of them, everyone who's stopping by. But no, you're not wrong, right? When you were mentioning about how these guys went all the way double down on what they did with Cuphead. Because for those who don't know, yes, the team from Studio MVHR and everything absolutely is a small team. Remember, when they started this project, it was just three brothers. Three brothers themselves who were just gonna do like an 8 boss rush style game. And
Mm-hmm.
then Microsoft started throwing money their way and said, you know what? Do what y'all want to do. We're going to help y'all support this game. And they did. Microsoft made the money off of the game, but they don't own the IP. They don't own Studio MVHR. They just literally invested in the small indie team to do whatever they want. And now Cuphead has grown to the levels that it has. It has been a big. It was a big seller on the Xbox when launched, on Steam and
I mean,
PC, on the
just
Windows 10.
like Salt said though, it's a merchandise like
Yep.
Yeah,
it's big now,
The
bro. Like they got
beast.
they got pops, they got shirts, they got like
they do.
stuffed
Mugs.
animals. Yeah, they have all that stuff,
They've
bro.
completely grown, and now they're getting a TV show like what they did for
It's just
this
gonna get
team.
bigger. It's gonna
Yeah,
get
it's gonna be
Exactly.
like a
bigger.
little household name
I
already.
Yo,
exactly.
guaranteed. Just with
It's
the
bigger than
record,
just a game.
it's gonna. They'll have a movie eventually. It's just everybody loves this game, man. It's just
Hmm.
it's good.
But the characters are super interesting too. Not just Cuphead and
Yeah,
Bugman,
yeah.
like the dice,
The
the chalice.
stories, the story's
Hmm.
cool. Trust me. Like the end, like with the devil and shit. Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
cool. Yeah. Did you guys see the? It was on Twitter. I think is a dude that worked on God of War. He did like some mock-ups of what it would look like with Cuphead with like realistic graphics. Looks pretty cool.
Oh
You
no,
should
I
look it
gotta
up.
check that out. Yeah.
Google it up. It's like the crossover you never thought you needed. Pretty good.
Those things are always pretty unique and pretty dope.
Mm-hmm.
It really is, and I'm really glad to see what they're doing. And honestly, right now, if Microsoft does not double down and one continue to support MDHR, but not only that, but also acquire the studio, I think it would be kind of a bad falter. But even if they don't, I'm not gonna fault Microsoft for not buying the studio, because the fact that what they've done for the studio alone is a Cinderella story. All right, you don't see the kind of rapid growth and success on a small team from a big supporter like Microsoft with what they did for Studio MDHR. You
Mm-hmm.
really don't see that nowadays. So even if they don't, I'm happy to see what Studio MDHR does next for themselves, because remember, they
Oh,
still have a
that shit
DLC
looks dope,
coming.
dude.
Yeah,
Saw that, see it.
yeah,
Yeah.
they still have a DLC coming for Cuphead. For those who don't know, they still have the, what's it called, the last morsel DLC. Or no,
2020.
yeah, it's 2020. I was like, that they announced last year, so they still have a lot coming for that.
It's just with this style of development, it's got to be tough for the development team because like you have to have trust in the people that are working on the game because it's hand drawn.
That's what it was.
You know.
Andy
And it's
corrected
just
me. It's
time.
the,
I
it's
mean,
it's
because
the DLC,
Cuphead
the
was
delicious
announced
last
years
course.
and
That's
years
what it's
ago,
called.
and then it came out. You know.
Yeah. So
Shout out
they're
to Chris Charla for like discovering that. He's the
yeah for sure.
idiot Xbox guy who goes around, sees a smaller talent, works with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, big props for that.
Oh yeah,
And
dude.
sticking with it, because I mean, it got to be hard to like stick with these companies that's doing stuff like that, especially when they're smaller and have no like pedigree or anything.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, dude. Shout out to Chris Charlotte. Honestly, if you don't follow him, it's IOCat on Twitter. Him and the ID at Xbox team are absolutely wonderful. I was like, they do amazing things, and they really showed some amazing support for Studio MDHR and some of the games that they bring in the ID at Xbox program and support through those independent developers is amazing. And Indie Gamer mentioned in the chat. Do we think that Spiritfarer is going to be the next big game, seeing as how big that they showed that one off at E3 this year? And I honestly think that Spiritfarer could be one of those games, because out of those indies games, there's always those one or two ones that are always like well deserved and just simply amazing. Between that one or A Way to the Forest, the one with the deers and the spirits, I think one of those two are gonna have a really good story and stuff like that. I think they'll be another big indie game coming out.
I
That's
mean, they
just
could be big, but I don't see them getting like
on
to
the
the
level of
success of
Cuphead. It's good.
right
I'd
now.
say
That's
the level of
such.
Cuphead is going to be like a lightning in a bottle kind of thing, but you never know. You never know. But seriously though, the fact that they're getting a TV show, it's amazing. I can't wait for it to come out on Netflix. They don't have a date yet for it, but when they do, I know we're absolutely going to be all over it. I know I'll be all over it. And
Oh
now,
yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
some of the other news that came out just before San Diego Comic Con that was later again reiterated. The Mortal Kombat live action adaptation, remake, reboot, whatever you want to talk about it, has recruited their Sub-Zero. They recruited Joe Taslim from Warrior to play the Epitomous.
Fantastic, bro.
Yes, the Epitomous Sub-Zero. Now, the real question is, which Sub-Zero are they going to be doing? Are they going to be doing Tundra, or are they going to be doing what was the other one? Tundra was the younger brother.
I don't have a clue which one it is.
Yeah, there's two
I
Sub-Zeros.
don't really care as long as they do it right.
Yeah, as long as he looks badass at it.
Yeah, they'll probably do the OG one.
You think they're gonna do the OG?
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever's hot right now. I don't have MK11, so I don't know, but like maybe they'll probably go with that one.
And MK11 is the younger brother
relevant,
because
you know?
yeah, in the current MK it's the younger brother because in 9 the older brother died and the younger brother took over.
It's weird that Scorpion can die, considering he pulls his face off and it's a skeleton and he breathes fire and shit, right?
Yeah, you absolutely right. But I mean, he's also a specter. But Scorpion's also a specter of hell. I mean, he's technically alive, but he has been damned to hell. So he can kind of get away with it, but everyone else, no.
I just tend not to ask questions when I start thinking stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you go down to rabbit holes when you start asking these questions. Like with Spider-Man,
hey!
Real quick with Spider-Man. Like,
Yo, B, subscribe.
When he puts boots on and shit, how does he stick to the walls? Like, what the fuck's that all about, man?
I knew you were gonna do that, dude.
Y'all, please explain that to me because I'm playing the damn game and I'm running up the fucking wall and I put on different boots. Like, how the fuck are my feet sticking on the wall? Like, he'd have to run with his feet bare, right?
That's what I would think, dude. But
anyway, that's off topic. But
it still fits because we're gonna get into Marvel in a second anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah, because like it's like if you put gloves on your the prickly things or whatever that they showed in the movies and stuff,
the hairs
or whatever, those could still attach. But like when you put boots on, come on, man. But anyway, that's a rabbit hole we won't go down.
Well, you know,
Salt was ready to go Salt too right there.
What it is that he has.
What it is,
the hairs go through the fabric of his clothes.
Sure.
Do some boots though, like water resistant slip proof boots.
Hey, you damn right.
Ass boots.
I mean, spiders can walk on water. I mean, he has to have it hydro proof and stuff like that.
See, you just don't think about it, dude. It's all good.
Look. If you want to talk, about it, explain the Spider-Mobile. All right, how the hell does a Doom buggy ride up the side of a building?
It's just one of those things. I was like, because I'm playing, I'm like, damn, this is badass. But like, he puts on these like hardcore, suits, and he's just running up the side of a building like it's nothing, dude.
I mean,
hey, some of those suits are disgusting though. But yeah.
Yeah, some of those suits are pretty.
Just don't think about it. It'll ruin Spider-Man for you. He'd be falling off the walls.
All right, so some other news now that we're moving on over to our Marvel topics. Before we go and kill the San Diego Comic-Con stuff, we got some confirmations on things that were coming in. Biggest one is that for Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it has been teased and revealed who the villain for Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be once James Gunn returns to do that movie. And right now it is being confirmed that it is going to be Rocket Raccoon's creator. And the earliest proposition on who's supposed to be playing that villain is Mark Hamill himself.
Really?
Yes.
Hell yeah, dude.
He is the
Mark
biggest
Hamill.
rumor coming from 3 different sources that is supposedly in talks to be playing Rocket Raccoon's creator, as well as, of course, there is the continuing rumor that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be the debut of Adam Warlock for the MCU.
Man, I got lots of opinions on this shit, man. But
let's hear
them. Yeah, come on, put them out there. Yobi, bitch. You only on Age of Ultron? Come on, you started that 3 days ago. You should have been done by now.
The thing is like, first of all right, we'll get into this with the whole Phase 4 thing, but which I think they're digging a little bit too deep into the bag. But how far are we? When are we gonna get a Black Panther 2, a Guardians 3? Like, how long are we waiting for these films, man? Like,
they didn't even have them really like.
Nah, they didn't even talk about them, right?
No, they didn't.
Well, yeah.
If you look at it, right, Thor, they say Guardians 3 is after Thor Love and Thunder, which comes out 2021 November. So the earliest you could start getting some of those films You're getting into 2022, and that's some bullshit.
That's some bullshit. And then also like the movies we're gonna get up until then, it's not like.
Nah, yeah, we'll talk about it, but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Well, they what they showed off and what they talked about during the panel is that this is what's coming out between 2020 and 2021. So we know that Phase 4.
I'm gonna just say it right here. Phase 4 ain't looking too great.
No. Here's the thing. Like, this is what's starting out Phase 4 come the next year or so. I was like, I would say that they already said that they got Black Panther 2, they got Guardians 3, they got everything else.
But like,
I know they got them, but they ain't telling us when we can.
Like, why do you gotta wait?
But remember, the phases last about 3 to 4 years in between. I was like, look it. Guardians 2 came out in 2017. You mean to tell me you're gonna wait until 2023 till you get the next movie? What's up with that, dude? Like, come on. For Guardians, I was like, but they have a lot of other stores that they gotta hit in between.
I know, but by that time, it's just like, damn, you're waiting a long time.
I mean,
it's lost kind of its thunder too by that time, bro.
Yeah,
so
you're reaching
6 years.
But
no Guardians.
To be fair, part of that
they're
is
introducing a bunch of characters no one really gives a crap about. That could be just,
remember, they had to do the reason that a lot of these other films are coming up first is that they have to set up more of the cosmic side of things before they get back to what
they're betting hugely on that Disney Plus thing with those shows.
That's going to be part of the Disney Plus, yes,
part of the Phase 4, because a lot of those shows are going to be part of the Phase 4, and if people ain't subscribed to them, they're not really going to get the shine that they could possibly get. And I'm not with another subscription currently, bro.
Nah. It all has to depend on what
my subscription's about to add up, and I need to get cable back. Then
let's just say that Disney is being Disney, and they're reaching deep into that bag because they're like, well, if we could take these C characters out, like, I don't know if Black Panther is necessarily a C character, but like these characters like Ant-Man, right?
Oh, he's C for sure.
Oh yeah,
Black Panther. They take Black Panther out, make $1 billion franchise out of them. They're like, well, we can get Shang-Chi that nobody's heard of.
That's they're betting on with him, dude. I was gonna tell you that. That's a
and the Eternals. Come on, dude.
But some of the like I said, some of the reasons that they're setting these up is that they're gonna have big complications for later on before they go back to the tried and true.
Bloody, but
I know where you're coming from, but also think about the Eternals, right? The Eternals for me, right? Well, I like the Eternals. Okay. This is their response to the New Gods film that's supposed to be coming from DC. And
but you know what? Now the reason why I don't buy that because Marvel shouldn't even look at DC right now. It's like they're so dead.
Don't
get me wrong, I love DC. I prefer DC to Marvel, but the thing is, DC's like crud on the floor compared to Marvel right now, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like they shouldn't even like.
But what I'm saying is that they're now pulling out some of their bigger titles, like what they have going on for the New Gods.
But DC needs to do that. Marvel don't.
Yeah, but
Marvel don't need to pull out the unknowns and like stuff.
Well, they pull out some of the unknowns and look at what happened. Right. And I'm looking.
Because it's not so fast. But
look at what happened with the Inhumans. Look at what happened with the Inhumans.
I was gonna say two words. Inhumans.
Yes,
right?
And that hurt me because everyone knows I'm a big Inhumans fan because I like Black Bolt.
They had that slated as a movie, and then they made it into TV show, and it bombed. So that's why they brought out Eternals.
And part of that was because Joss Whedon hated that so much.
Man, I just the Inhumans has such a great lore to it, and storyline, and all that other stuff.
Oh man,
it would have fit into the cosmic side, and all of a sudden it's just you guys scrap the movie, and then you do the whole. I know they're like some people would kind of confuse. It's like, well, what's the difference between Inhumans and mutants? There's a big difference.
There is a very big difference.
Yeah, but.
But you know what? To me, it wasn't time for that. There's a time for everything, bro. Like I don't think it was time to launch that. Without,
no, it wasn't.
It was just.
It would have been perfect. Bro. It would have been perfect in the Eternal spot right now.
If it would have
in Inhumans in that November 6, 2020, I would have been down with that.
After they've tapped into other stuff and brought us attention to other things, because they just brought that shit out of nowhere and just was like, what? Like, where's this coming from? Like. So that's to me why it's timing, bro. Like it's timing for everything, bro.
And part of it, what hurt is the fact that they were trying to get the Inhumans because at the time they didn't have the X-Men. They were using the Inhumans in the TV show.
Yep.
They were using the Inhumans in the TV show. And here's the thing.
That's why I say it's all about timing.
But the thing is that they rushed it with the TV show, the straight up TV show after changing it from movie. If they stuck with the movie, I think they would have been fine. Because here's the thing: the Inhumans and the Agents of Shield TV show. Phenomenal. Everyone knows Quake's an Inhuman. We got to see some of the other Inhumans from Lincoln and a lot of those others that were in there. Phenomenally well done characters. They had
the
very
unique. Just put out like a postponed freaking hiatus until like
exactly. They should
have continued to work on it and just hold until it's like the right time.
If they kept using the individual
now they
characters,
threw it out for it to die. Now we gotta wait because it'll be back, but it's already been like the name has already been like a little bit tarnished because of people have just had like bad look at it right now, bro. So they gotta wait, a couple years before they can bring it back. So I guess that is why they're giving us the Eternals, but we'll see.
Let's talk about I don't know. We're still on the Guardians, right?
Yeah, but to go back to that
way left.
Yeah, but it all ties together because of the fact that, as I said, they should have put it on the back burner and just kept using the characters and sprinkling them through like they were doing with the TV show, because that gave a lot of people more interest in the humans. Because what really killed it is just what they did with the story of the Inhumans, especially a character like Black Bolt. They did not portray him right at all. They didn't portray any of those characters right. And I was like, you're talking about the king of the Inhumans, a man whose voice is so powerful that he could destroy a planet if he spoke at his true strength. I was like, he kept the Hulk back by humming. And yet you have him talking like nothing.
And then again, too, something like that, it's not, to me, it doesn't really like, maybe if they did a movie first and then did the show, because like when you got characters like that, bro, that need to be shown in that kind of light, it doesn't fit the show because they become too strong for a TV show. A TV show just doesn't do them proper justice, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I agree.
And then I just lost my train of thought, but it's just the fact that they shouldn't have did a TV show, bro. They should have just hold it and did it correctly.
Oh shit.
What they were trying to do is capitalize on the Game of Thrones popularity because it's kind of a fight for the throne up there with the Inhumans. Casted what's his name, Ramsay Bolton as the bad guy. Yeah. That's clearly what they were trying to do, and it just didn't work, right?
But it's Marvel does a lot of weird stuff like that, bro. Because I mean, you gotta look at what's the other show they got? It's like on a complete channel that nobody even is like subscribed to. It's on Freeform. Cloak and Dagger.
Oh, Cloak and Dagger.
Fantastic show. But like it doesn't get like the attention that it possibly could get. Like,
but you know what? It's fine on that one because of the fact that it's on Hulu, so it's all good anyway.
How about they just did the Netflix Marvel shows dirty? They just said, "Boom, you're not canon."
Well, yeah. And you know what's worse about that is they were canon, but they weren't canon because they existed and they were all there.
Now they ain't canon at all. Dude.
Yeah,
they casted. They said completely.
Like, yeah. In those shows though, they mentioned stuff that happened like in the
event or whatever. Yeah. They called it something.
It was there was the
And it's not like they were bad shows.
They kept mentioning the Battle of New York a lot. That's what it was.
Yeah.
The Battle of New York.
The worst one was Iron Fist, and it was like super subpar. But the rest of the shows weren't that bad.
Iron Fist was trash, dude.
Yeah. And the second season stepped up, but I mean, you can only go so above trash. You can only come up. And I was like,
Luke Cage was hot though, bro.
Luke Cage was dope.
Yo, man, it's all about that cotton.
I think obviously Daredevil was the shining light of that because the fact that they took that because the Ben Affleck movies, how bad they were, and the way they made Daredevil look, like they did him dirty, dude. And then they get this TV show and he's like a badass,
So it's a cheesy time too. Like you go back to that time, it was just like I don't know, like happy hero type stuff, bro. Like. Because of Spider-Man and everything like that, so they made it like all like a more bright Daredevil when it should have been like the show, like a little bit darker times for him.
Just playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 and having all the characters like combined and seeing the interactions there, that's the stuff that gets you excited. So like if you see how they did the Inhumans, it's like there's interactions there, and I won't spoil it for the people that haven't played it, but like you're getting interactions with like Daredevil and the mutants, and you're getting, you want to see this on the screen. Like you could do this with the movies, but when you're Disney and you're Marvel and you're going deep into that bag, man. Like I said, like you had success, but people aren't going to just stick around forever, man. You got to light the fire while it's hot. Like I don't want to wait 20 years to get a Black Panther 2, you know?
No, you're not wrong.
I mean, because the last one came out what, a year and a half ago now? It'll be 2 years soon.
Yeah. It came out just
the next one should be coming out now. We should be waiting another 4 or 5 years for the next one, bro.
Nah,
not only are we waiting like too long, but the people portraying, the actors are portraying these characters are getting older too. You know, so you got to think about that. Like, I mean, we seen Iron Man over this 10-year span, like, and it's just like my time to go. But that was 10 years. So you mean to tell me I'm gonna wait? It's 5 or 6 years for the next Black Panther, 4 years or so. Like, yo, that's kind of long, bro.
It also depends on kind of what slate that they're doing, because right now, between the TV shows, right, and the 4 movies that we have in the next year, they're doing about 2 to 3 films a year. If they keep shoving in too many, like, I understand that they're trying to put out the newer stuff to get certain things going, but yeah, they shouldn't wait too long. But they're doing like 2 to 3 a year. You don't want to overstuff the films all in one year, because then
I think it's fine to overstuff because it's different characters.
But you're not wrong. That's over characters. But the thing is, the way that they do it is that they don't want to oversaturate their own market, because they're the ones who are going to be raking in. So they don't want to cannibalize their own profits. So they're
the way you don't oversaturate your own market is don't throw the Eternals and
shit
and all these other dudes in there. Just put the ones you already have. Come on.
Don't start.
He said just stick to the tried and true. Just use the Captain Americas, the Iron Mans.
Well, not that.
What's the point of
Disney you got
Disney Plus could be used for those littler things like that, bro. Like we don't need. And then don't even get me started on a Black Widow movie. Oh my gosh.
Oh, what? Dude, I can go on with the Black Widow movie.
Okay.
Long, right?
We're gonna see how
this is a prime example of Marvel not doing what they should have done a long time ago, because people they wanted a Black Widow movie like
that movie should have been out 3 years ago. Yeah,
3 years ago. Now you're making a Black Widow movie
of a dead character.
You said you would, and then she's dead already. It's like, and then you're going back to Civil War like right after it. I mean,
no, this is before she ever joined the Avengers. This was when she was still young.
No. This is gonna be happening right after Civil War, dude.
Yep.
That's what they said.
Okay, because they keep going back and forth on what they're saying, because the last article.
No, because Taskmaster's gonna be in there and some other bullshit.
Taskmaster. I was like,
the thing is they gonna nerf the shot at Taskmaster too.
What's the point of telling this story when we know the end? That's just not. I don't know. Like with the thing with the previous
Star Wars
phases,
is the only one that's able to get away with telling the story that we already know. Star Wars
it's just like so like you're trying to build these phases up to an ultimate bad guy, right? Like there's no Avengers film in Phase 4. You teased Blade. That's not even gonna be in Phase 4.
Phase 4. Yeah, what was the point of that?
You're doing a Black Widow movie that should have been done earlier. It's just like
that's gonna have like really no merit to it. I mean, what's gonna come from it? Taskmaster is gonna sneak out, so he's gonna play a bigger part later on, but they could put Taskmaster in someone else's movie.
Well, remember,
they could have put him in Spider-Man's movie.
I mean, here's the thing about it, though, is that we know that they have a tendency to nurse certain characters and villains and stuff like that. Kind of look at what they did with Crossbones, right? I know supposedly they're bringing back Crossbones, but it's going to be another person who picked up his suit and mantle of Crossbones. The thing about the Taskmaster that people forget, and this is what I hope that they don't nerf, is that, they kill him in the film, right? Well, Taskmaster is a Taskmaster because of the fact that he has his own version, or he took his own version of the Super Soldier Serum because he wants to be greater than Captain America. And they've killed him before, but he doesn't stay dead. I was like, if they kill him and he doesn't make a return, that's when I'd be pissed off. I expect him to die because we know that they're going to kill him.
Now, ask yourself this. With Disney's hands on all this, none of these characters really portray themselves as they completely should.
Oh, no.
They always nerf them to an extent. You think that'll be part of the nerf.
And that's what I'm saying.
They're going to nerf him, no doubt, bro, because he's so OP.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at the nerfs on the Hulk. The list
is getting, man, they made him a
the list
bitch,
is getting
dude.
pretty huge. Yeah.
To be fair, the Hulk gun got dirty.
There ain't no fair about
Nah.
it.
Yeah.
No,
I'm saying no. What I mean when I say to be fair, I'm saying that whole got done dirty because of the fact that that's a whole like executive deal because of the fact that they're like, you know what, y'all not gonna give us a character
with that, bro.
Yeah, they're like, you're not gonna give us a character back. Guess what? We gonna do him dirty.
And the crazy part about it, Hulk's too big of a character to try to nerf and think people are just gonna be like stupid to it. You know, Hulk is a huge character. Like if they nerf someone that like this Shang-Chi guy, like you nerf him. No one really even knows that much about him, so it's just like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean,
so
to be fair, Shang-Chi's just literally the Karate Kid. I was like, he's literally just the master of every martial arts in existence. That's all he does.
I know, and it's because Iron Fist felt they're giving us him. But anyway, you know, like
I mean,
I feel like the Hulk is too big of a character to try to nerf that way and think they can like it could just go over so easily with the public. You know, like it's his nerf's bad, bro. It's like really bad. And then they can't even get their story correct, bro. You got directors saying this, you got the writers saying this, so it's like, which one is it? Like,
so do you guys have faith that these TV shows are even going to be good? Because I mean, what have they shown us? Because the Marvel TV shows that were done right with Netflix were hit and miss, right? Some of them were good, some of them were really shit.
And then don't forget the ABC TV show. You had Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had strong seasons and then bad, and then Agent Carter was a really good series.
So it's just, I don't know, they've been hit and miss. I think DC does TV shows really well.
Yeah, they do TV shows way better than they do the damn movies. Yeah. They need to hire the people from the shows to do their movies.
It's just like they're like polar opposite, right? DC does really good TV. Marvel does good, movie building. They need to like tell each other how to do the other thing, right?
Yeah. The thing is, like, their TV show is, people need to remember is that with the TV show and the movies is that they're all in-house, but they're two different divisions themselves, and they have two different heads. I was like, what was hurting them early on with the TV shows is that they were done by someone who wanted to follow Joss Whedon and was also really mad about what they were doing with the films, and literally started doing stuff to literally just piss off everyone.
That and then just also too like backing, bro, like backing and believing in who you got in the positions. Like you seen so much turmoil in the DC like movie department,
and that's what happens when there's too much executives.
Like it was so much just like they didn't believe in anything else. Well, they didn't even believe in Snyder, bro. They were just like, oh, we're gonna go ahead and just move you out the way. But no, we're gonna leave in the public that you're still there, but you're not there. Like it was all bad, bro. Like it's so disgusting. But like you just gotta believe in what you got and just use people to their strengths, man. Don't just like keep putting people in places where they don't belong and just like think because they have a name that they can like Zack Snyder, man.
See, here's the thing about Snyder, right? Let's not downplay Snyder.
You know what, Snyder? I love Zack Snyder for action sequences.
He's good with cinematography.
Man, yeah, like he's Michael Bay, bro. When it comes to stuff like that, like they can make these set pieces and these action sequences like the best you've ever seen. But when it comes to like actual like scripts to movies and stories, yeah, it's so bad, bro. So if they could get someone else to like write the movies or do whatever, and then they just do the sequences, because like I always go back to Zack Snyder's Watchmen, the opening scene, bro, like with the fight in the penthouse or whatever. Yo, that scene was so good, bro. The fight was so good, and even like 300 and like what was the other one that was like 300 Immortals, I think. Like the fighting was like, dude, top notch fighting. The way the camera cuts and everything was great. But when it comes down to his stories and stuff, they're just not good, bro. Not like, oh my gosh, I don't know who they hire and do all that.
See, and that's what kind of helped and hurt. That's what helped and hurt the Justice League film is that the action sequences and the cinematography that was done by Snyder, phenomenal. But his writing when he was shooting the interactions between the characters is awkward because he doesn't know how to handle space.
It was just too much hands that touched that movie too.
Between him and Whedon, yes. Between him and Whedon, absolutely.
Man of Steel, my favorite Superman movie. I'm sorry, it's really good.
Hey man,
Man of Steel was dope. Dude.
A lot of people like Man of Steel.
Don't get a lot of credit, but man, I don't. Yeah, Man of Steel was dope. I like Man of Steel.
I like Brandon Ruth in Superman Returns, so you know.
Brandon Ross.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Hey, where's the mute button? Else in the chat for that.
I love Kevin Spacey,
That
bro.
movie
But I
was
didn't love
whack,
that movie.
bro.
That movie
Oh
was
no,
so bad.
I
That movie
didn't
was so
say
bad,
I
dude.
didn't say I love the
Even-
movie.
even, bro,
I
but
didn't
I'm
say I
saying
love the
something
movie.
like-
Hang on, y'all.
Even
Think about
him, I
I
didn't
just
like
said
him as
I
Superman.
like
I was
Brandon
gonna
Rock.
say that. I was gonna say that, bro.
The
I
way
don't
he
know
looked, bro.
They did, dude.
Uh,
That's what I was gonna say, man.
He
I
looked
don't
like
know
a
what
bad
it is.
cosplay player or something.
Bro, he
Don't
looked
do
so-
my
he,
boy
like,
Brandon
he had,
like that.
no
You
muscle.
leave him
He had,
alone.
no muscle in his costume. I was looking. I was
Yeah,
like, this is a bland ass looking Superman. This looks like a dad on Halloween right now, full of just
Oh,
like
Yep.
don't
my
do
kid
the
wants to be
boy
the
like
president.
I
that.
Dude, hey.
take Kane's Superman over him. Remember him?
Oh
back?
no.
Yeah, dude, he looked so bland, bro. He just
Yeah,
like, and then like his dialogue, he was like a robot. He was just like,
it's not good, dude.
like it was just so.
I can't
bad.
take
Like,
Bloody Takes seriously now that he likes that motherfucker.
Dude, no, what makes it worse though? Christopher Reeves gave this guy like the
The
A-OK,
go.
like
I
like,
think it's just.
he's-
I think it's because he kind of looks like Christopher Reeve
yeah,
a little bit, but it's
he
just
didn't
not
have the
even
swag
close,
of
bro.
Christopher Reeves,
Nah,
bro. Like
nah.
Yeah.
he was a bland ass like robotic ass character, bro. Like his
Yeah.
stance, the way
They're
he
bringing him
talks.
back for some TV show too.
He's going.
That's-
Yeah,
He's
for
going
the
to be.
crossover?
He's doing the crossover for Crisis on Infinite Earths on the CW's Arrowverse shows, which
I
is
think
going
that's
to.
fine for those. I mean,
He's gonna,
CW,
but he, not only
whatever.
that, but he's gonna be doing double duty because he's already in the Arrowverse playing the character of
And he
Roy
plays
Palmer.
a good Adam.
Yes,
he plays a
He's
decent
amazing
Adam,
for
yeah.
Adam.
But he's not good for Superman. I'm sorry, dude.
But
Maybe he'll change his like approach.
I
to the
think,
character.
honestly, to be fair, I think that the time that he spent in the Arrowverse as the Atom, I think it's kind of helped improve a lot of his acting ability. I think he might do a little bit better
you
this
know
time
what
around.
though? He's not a bad actor, bro. Sometimes it's just the role you're dealt. Like sometimes it's just maybe they want him to portray it that way. Whoever did that was just not smart to do that because I've seen other stuff he's in. He's not a bad actor. You know?
Oh yeah, no.
Mhm.
It's just sometimes you're just dealt these horrible roles. Like you said, like you brought up Daredevil, the Ben Affleck Daredevil. Ben Affleck wasn't a bad Daredevil. The movie was just written so bad, you know? Like
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like
The suit and
the
everything
like
was
the
kinda
scene
bad,
between him and Elektra in the park. Where
and
they're
why the
like,
hell they doing an Electra movie? But we go
Yeah.
from there.
No, but like the fact that they did the scene in Daredevil with him and Elektra at the park where they're like fencing on the seesaw and all that stupid stuff.
That's enough. We're not going there
Bad,
anymore.
dude.
That
That's
movie's
like
so bad.
PTSD for me, dude.
What
Like,
what about the Catwoman film with the basketball
my.
scene?
Oh, don't. This
that looks like a CW movie, dude. The Catwoman one.
No, that should look like a sci-fi channel movie.
Oh no, he
That's
said
what
that.
like Sharknado.
Hey look,
Sci-fi
hey
channel.
look. We got
Yeah,
13
dude.
ghosts from sci-fi, and that film was actually good. All right, don't go there.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh man, all right. We're
Sci-fi
cutting
channel
everything down right now. Back to where do we even go? Where do we go up? Where do we
Hey,
start?
we were at the Guardians 3.
Oh
but
yeah,
I think,
we went all the way. God damn it!
I think that's an awesome. If they get him as the bad guy,
Yeah, Mark.
like
Yeah,
Hamill.
Mark Hamill's a win.
Mark
No
Hamill's
matter
good.
what you can get him because like he does great voicing for characters. He does great. I mean, he's a great actor, bro. Like, just look at the versatility. Like, he's played in so many different roles, and he's like knocked pretty much all of them out of the park from the CW shows he comes out on. Just everything. You know, you can't forget he's the Joker in mostly all the animated Batman movies.
except for they did him dirty on Child's Play, though, right? That I heard that was I haven't seen that, but man, that looked pretty.
That shit was a
bad.
lexicon bad, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh. Thanks, Salt, for reminding me of the $21 I won't get back, or the $48 I spent for the whole damn. Oh no.
Yeah.
Thanks,
No.
Salt.
Yep.
I watched that on eventually on Cody, but
Nope, it ain't even worth your Cody.
it's not even worth that.
Oh no, he said no.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
dude.
so going on from there, we're gonna go ahead and hop on to the next thing, and actually start getting into the Marvel 4 Phase 4 news that we got here, and there's quite a bit of stuff to pack. So during the panel, Kevin Feige came out and started talking about some of the plans that they had going for films coming between 2020 and 2021, and everything that they got for the Phase 4 project. One of the biggest ones that it seems we're going to go ahead and touch because it seems that everyone has back and forth feelings on it, which is understandable, is the Black Widow film. It's great to see that Scarlett Johansson's finally getting her solo outing film. Sucks that it had to take place when it does. At the time it does, after everything's already done. As she should have been the first female MCU hero to get her own film. This would have been great to have before, but it's coming. And they confirmed some of the cast on who's going to be in it. And, of course, she's going to be in it. But the other people that they confirmed for the film is actually kind of interesting, because the fact that they confirmed that David Harbour is going to be in the film, but specifically he's going to be playing Red Guardian, and I actually found that to be interesting for him to be playing that character. Salty, what do you think?
He didn't want to play Hellboy.
Duh.
Man, talk about another movie that bombed, dude. Shit. But yeah, that's cool, man. I mean,
it's because it's no Guillermo del Toro. That's why.
Man, yeah, I haven't even watched that, but he's a good actor. I like him from Stranger Things. I think he has a really good acting chops, and I think he'll do well. But like I said, it just I'm waiting to see how this makes me want to see the movie. Is all I gotta say, dude.
Man, I'm not even too hyped about Phase 4.
No,
period, bro.
No.
Phase 4 itself seems like a fodder series. It's like when shows have those episodes we don't care about, like filler. Yep. This Phase 4 seems like a filler era. Like,
well, you've seen multiple polls of the stuff that people are excited for, and Black Widow's consistently on the bottom of the list, dude. Like,
the only thing in Phase 4 I see that's gonna be like really, really bright, and I can't wait for is Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, yeah.
Yep. That Thor: Love and Thunder crap, wherever the hell it's called.
I don't know about
that. That's another thing, dude. Hey, like it's all good. I'm not knocking it.
Nah, we'll talk about it, but
I'm not too crazy about Natalie Portman.
Nope.
That's what I was gonna say. All right, but because since everyone's already gonna go at Thor, we might as well just bring it up. Look. Thor: Love and Thunder, Taika Waititi's coming back to direct the 4th film. And in this one, we're going to see the transitionary period from Thor being the god of thunder himself before he goes off and does his thing with the Guardians of the Galaxy, right? And the biggest thing that they confirmed is that Lady Thor is going to be making her return. The issue that I have with it is the fact of it's Natalie Portman. Don't get me wrong, Natalie Portman has some okay drama films, but her
She's
as an
38,
action...
bro.
Yeah, but as an action star... Hey, look, age don't mean a thing. I was like, ScarJo's still kicking it hard.
It does when you kind of look already.
Realistically,
but hang on.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm saying, age don't mean a thing. Half them people already in their 30s and 40s and all sorts of stuff, and ScarJo up there, but she's still rocking it. The thing is, Natalie Portman has done drama films, but they haven't always been successful. And now she's going into an action role that she has no right portray. Here's the biggest reason I have an issue with her coming back. No, it doesn't even matter about that. It's the fact of that she stated... It's the fact that she stated way back when Thor 2 came out that she did not want to be in another franchise series.
Yes.
Because of the fact that she felt that Star Wars ruined her career and that she did not want to come back to any Marvel film now. After Marvel has blown the hell up, now she suddenly wants to come back to
You know why? Because she ain't done shit since Thor 2.
Exactly. She wants to come back to where she thinks she can make her money while everything Marvel's popping right now and portray the character.
You know the reason Star Wars didn't kill her character? She killed her character. She's not really a great actress, bro. Let's just call it what it is. She's not really, there's only one movie you could really name that she did a good job in, and she was like the
Black Swan?
She was the professional. Huh?
Oh, Leon the Professional. I thought you were going to say Black Swan.
He's like Black Swan, crickets.
Oh, no. Right? Like, no, it's professional, bro. Like, and then she wasn't even like the main, like, was she in Pirates of the Caribbean? Like, no, she weren't. I didn't like her in there anyway. Like, come on. Like,
please explain to me how they had to use old footage of Natalie Portman for Endgame, because she probably didn't even want to deal with that shit. So they had to use old footage. She wasn't interested in the franchise. She disappeared as the girlfriend, right? Just magically, right? Just seemed uninterested in the character, and all of a sudden
she's making a return. Yeah, she's making a return.
She's just going to come back and then become Thor. And the number one reason why this is happening is because she's a name number one, and she was in the past movies, and it's an easier transition for Marvel, right? But you're taking a character like Thor, and no matter what, even if it's in the comics that there was a woman Thor, there's just going to be a lot of blowback from that. So if you're Natalie Portman was already in the movies, we could still do it, right? I don't know. I just think it was an easy move for them, but it's not the right.
But here's the thing, right? And you brought up some good points, and this is where I'm gonna pull out that Wikipedia.
She ain't got the chops for the role.
No, she doesn't. But the thing is, you talk about how she was on and off again as the girlfriend, stuff like that. That's how Jane Foster's and Thor's relationship has been in the comics. They've always been on and off again relationship. That's true, but you're right. Natalie Portman has been so off and on with her relationship with Marvel and all that bullshit.
They could easily get a different actress, bro.
They could have did what they did with Mark Ruffalo and Ed Norton, just swap out a new actor right in the middle of it, because no one liked Ed Norton.
Dude, and then plus you could just say like all this time has passed too, because I mean, what the Thor 2 is like 10 years ago, and like the time period, and then Thor hasn't seen her or been with her in this time frame. They could easily got a different actress, like she cut her hair, she hit the gym, whatever, you know, like they could have passed over the.
She's standing on stilts because she's 5'2". Here's the deal. Like at the end of Endgame, Thor's teaming up clearly with the Guardians. So what the hell's happening?
Guardians of Asgard.
What's happening in between there? He's just gonna stop off and do this Thor movie and then go do Guardians. Guardians 3. Like, how does this work?
Well,
I know, where's this time frame going?
They said Guardians 3 is after Thor. So. Yeah. This movie's gonna happen before Guardians 3, but Thor's
like, "Hey Guardians, I got something to go do."
Yeah, I gotta stop off real quick. Pass off the baton.
Well, it depends on how they're gonna do it, because before we start cutting her down anymore, the actual story about Lady Thor, I was like, Lady Thor's been actually wonderful, and the actual comic run was great because of the fact that in the actual comic, what happened was that Nick Fury came to Thor and whispered something in his ear on something that was gonna happen, and for years, while he knew about this, it ate away at Thor to the point that Thor became unworthy. Thor was no longer able to wield Mjolnir, and he lost his powers. So because of that, Thor went off and kind of did his own thing and just kind of tried to figure out what he was going to do. No one knew what happened to Mjolnir because of the fact that not even Odin himself could not even touch Mjolnir because Odin was not worthy. So he sent it flying into the cosmos to never be found. Until one day, Mjolnir called out to someone, and that was Jane Foster. Not even Odin knew that Jane Foster was taking care of it, but Jane Foster had cancer at this time. But she was able to transform, and that's what kind of kept her alive for a while, up until the point to where if she transformed into Thor one more time, she would die. And at that point, that's when Thor came back and was able to use Mjolnir again. What they do with that story is going to be the biggest thing, because if they're going to pass this on that way, they have to give Thor some reason to not be able to use Mjolnir anymore. Because remember, at the beginning,
he had the reason when he was a fat ass slob just sitting at home.
Yeah, he couldn't use Mjolnir anymore. But then again, Mjolnir was destroyed until he had to sit there and talk with his mom back in the past because of the fact that he was hating on himself. And when he called, he's just like,
it wasn't just the past; it was in an alternate timeline.
No, it was in the same timeline. It was actually
but if you look at how it splits off when you do those timelines, it's not the same. It's not the same timeline. They show it. Like that's why when you go and get different things.
Well, that's why we talked about this right after Endgame. Is that for the most part everything is still the same timeline up until the point of when Loki escapes with it.
If something changes, it splinters into a different timeline.
But that's what I'm saying is when they were at that time, everything was still the same timeline. It didn't splinter until after Loki escaped with the Tesseract after the Battle of New York, because that was their first mess up.
That's a different timeline. That's a complete, because if you look at the way they're doing time travel in these storylines, you're talking about the multiverse, right? So every time if something changes, that's a completely different split. Like you're walking down a path and something.
But remember
that time, you know what I'm saying?
But that's what the old one explained to Hulk about.
I know that.
Yeah. As long as they put everything
if you go
right
back, and put everything back in the right spot,
everything will be fine.
Okay. He has Mjolnir from that past timeline, right?
No, remember they returned it. Remember that when Cap went back in time, he returned
to put everything
Mjolnir
back.
Yeah, he put all the stones back and he returned Mjolnir.
Okay, I don't remember him talking about Mjolnir, but
no, he was holding the hammer when he went in the time machine when Hulk sent him off before we saw Old Man Steve Rogers give Falcon the shield. He took Mjolnir with him, so he put all that back. So that's all. The only splinter timeline that we know so far is when Loki escaped with the Tesseract after the Battle of New York, because at that point he should have been taken back to Asgard and was imprisoned there. And the other possible one is Tony's interaction with his dad.
Even that timeline got fixed. No, the Loki one. Everyone keeps saying that, but I think it got fixed because remember he went back further into the past to get the Tesseract that.
But yeah, they had to go back.
So
they had to go back and get the Tesseract.
He technically gets it. He technically gets it at the time that Loki wouldn't have got it. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of like erased that.
No, because the fact that because they lost the Tesseract at that time, they had to go back to where the Tesseract would have been before, and then come back and then go.
So
put
they
it
got
back.
it. That's what I'm saying.
So but no, because they went back to the 70s and then came back and then had to go back to the 70s and put it back. Loki still had the Tesseract at that point in 2012. There was no way they could have stopped them unless they did a whole nother scene of causing another commotion in the middle of everyone, the middle of the battle in New York. I was like, they put the Tesseract back from the 70s when they stole it from Shield at that time. I was like, as far as we know, the Loki series is going to be its own separate timeline because Loki's going to be off gallivanting around like he does.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the way they handled time travel.
Yes, there is that belief that the time travel and I completely understand that the time travel's been super cattywampus all over the bullshit.
Because anytime you put time travel in movies, it just screws shit, dude.
It does.
Like,
it absolutely.
It creates these like easy outs, butterfly effects, like
retcons.
Because all right. So example, right? If you snap Thanos out using those stones, right, then he could technically be brought back, right? If you assembled stones from a different way. Like I know, Doctor Strange was saying that, Stark was the only person that could figure it out. Come on, I mean, someone else could figure out a way to assemble Infinity Stones and bring Thanos back. So the fact that he got snapped out and all of his dudes got snapped out the same way,
Stark's not the absolute smartest in there either.
Yeah. So I think it just made this huge loophole because you didn't technically get rid of these dudes because you saw with all these characters that got snapped, they just came back like nothing happened. So if one day down the line,
5 years later.
Yeah, if someone wanted to put the Infinity Gauntlet again, they could snap, and all the people that got taken away that killed Tony Stark would be for nothing, right? It'd just be like, well, we got them all back, and they're going to destroy the universe, right?
See, and that's kind of what leads into one of the storylines I hope they do, and this is a hope, because of the fact that this would lead into the Illuminati storyline. And if you don't know about the Illuminati, it's literally the biggest and the smartest of all the Marvel superheroes.
They can actually do it now, right?
They can do it now. They each take a stone. You have Black Panther. I was like, technically, since we don't have Cap or Iron Man, they would have to give it to probably Falcon or someone else, as well as they have Doctor Strange. They have Captain Marvel. Technically, I guess they can give it to Spider-Man since he would be taking over for Iron Man at this point. But they have enough teammates to be able to split that up and each one have one stone to make sure that it stays separate from everyone else and only use it in an extreme emergency. Because that would allow them to say, hey, look, we use the stones, we have the stones. The stones can never be put together again. We have to make sure that they stay hidden away and secret. So that would be the perfect time to do the Illuminati storyline and separate the stones and keeping them in a way, hey, look, we still remember the past with the stones, and we're going to make sure that something like Thanos never happens again.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's rumors that Thanos is going to be in the Eternal movies, right? The Eternal movie.
I believe he may have a past look at...
Like a past...
Yeah, because for those who don't know, the Eternals have been around since the beginning of man. They've been around for at least 35,000 years here on Earth, even though they've existed for way longer. So it's going to be interesting on that. So we may actually see them talk about the early days of the Mad Titan himself when he was a child, which would be interesting because we didn't see much of his past like I would have liked, because people really don't understand Thanos on why he is the way he was, because people don't know that when he was born, his mother tried to murder him. Straight out.
Yeah, he had some messed up stuff going on with him. So.
He had a lot of messed up stuff going on with him.
Hey, real quick, this is backtracking. Sorry to do it, but what about Beta Ray Bill, man? Like, why didn't they go that route?
What?
That would've been...
Yeah, Beta Ray Bill as Thor would have been
the Thor thing, dude.
Yeah, I really would have liked
it.
Not
Thor, just bring Beta
Didn't
Ray
they
Bill,
use? Didn't Beta Ray Bill use Stormbreaker too? Or
Yep,
he used Stormbreaker.
So plus his face was on the statues in Ragnarok, right?
Yep. They're correct. on the statues as one of the champions of the Colosseum or the arena. which is going to be interesting because from what I'm hearing and what some of the early rumors are, is that what's it? Why can't I think of his name? That character from Guardian or from Thor 3 is supposed to be returning as well, either in Thor 4 or in Guardians 3.
The Collector? No, it's not the Collector.
No,
the
Grandmaster.
The Grandmaster, yeah, the Grandmaster.
Yeah,
He's supposed to be returning either in Guardians 3 or Thor 4. So,
well, isn't he? He's not an Eternal. What
Thor
is he?
4.
No, he is an Eternal.
He is an Eternal.
Yeah,
okay.
the Grandmaster and the Collector are Eternals as well.
Yep, and then what's his name? The main bad guy from Guardians 2, right? He was an Eternal.
From Guardians 2, that was...
The planet, what's his name? God.
Oh, Ego? No, Ego is
Ego,
not...
the living planet?
No, he's not an Eternal. He is not.
You sure? What is he then?
Actually, he was literally a planet that gained consciousness and...
Don't make me Google this.
No,
I swear to God,
Ego the Living Planet is not an Eternal. He was literally space rocks.
Celestial.
Yeah, I was saying he's a Celestial.
He's a Celestial.
Like,
There's a difference between Celestials and fucking
Eternals.
Eternals, yeah. He's a Celestial.
Yeah. But
and
he became a Celestial. But
So
literally,
stupid,
but seriously, I was like, he was literally a bunch of space rocks that gained consciousness and gained the powers of the Celestial. Because
it just gets confusing with like all this, you know, the Celestials, you know, that goes into all the shit. It goes crazy, man. They're all different.
Oh yeah, Kurt Russell. Yeah, it is Kurt Russell. Kurt Russell is Ego. All right, don't go there. But like I said, there's a lot of things coming out with this. All right, now with the Eternals, I have some issues with the Eternals, and mainly that's because of the fact that they were changing certain characters by gender swapping them for no reason other than they can.
I got a problem with.
I got a big problem with casting shit, man.
All right.
Yep.
So everyone's got what they want to say, and we're gonna talk about it. All right. So we left how we feel about Thor: Love and Thunder. If it was anyone but Natalie Portman, I would be okay with Lady Thor.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm still gonna see it because I want to see how they do it, but I don't have kind of like how some people felt with Brie Larson as Captain Marvel. I was like, I don't have hopes for Natalie Portman doing the Mighty Thor.
Yo, but the Brie Larson casting looks great now compared to
the whole rest of the casting was perfect.
Oh, dude.
I like the dude
compared to that, bro.
I like the dude that was casted as Shang-Chi. He's pretty funny, actually. He's from Canada.
But he's also an actual martial artist, so he could do that character right. I was like, I'm okay with that.
Did you guys hear that they're actually the main bad guy is gonna be the Mandarin, so not the fake one from Iron Man 2?
Yep. You mean Iron Man 3?
Iron Man 3?
Yeah.
That was such a letdown,
that was
dude.
So dumb,
hey, but
dude.
that's the reason why it's called Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. The Ten Rings are actually the powers of the Mandarin, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I think the Mandarin is too OP for Shang-Chi.
Well, yes and no. All right, so because I'm just gonna
beast, bro.
I'm gonna touch on Shang-Chi for a minute here because no one else seems to know anything about Shang-Chi. So yes, Shang-Chi is absolutely a minor character. He's done, but the thing is, he's a master martial artist. He's trained with everyone. He knows every martial arts in all of existence, even space martial arts. But the thing is, yes, he technically has no powers, but he's been able to go one-on-one versus a lot of superpowered beings, and that's literally because of his skills. But throughout the comic runs that he's had,
he uses chi though.
Yeah, he does. He uses chi, but the thing is, he's also been given weapons and stuff like that that's been made by others that help to give him.
That.
I was like, he has a pair of nunchucks that was made by Tony Stark that absolutely gives him like electrified abilities.
It harnesses the chi energy, I think.
Yeah. I was like, he's gotten a lot of special weapons and stuff like that was made for him by others. But he is strong in his own right. But yes, he's very basic compared to everyone else. But I was like, compared to him,
Shang-Chi, the basic bitch.
Oh, don't do that. I mean, it's better than the Iron Bitch.
Yeah.
Hey. Though I like Iron Fist, I just did not like Finn Jones.
Iron Fist was garbage, dude.
No, I liked Iron Fist. I just didn't like Finn Jones as Iron Fist. I was like, they could have done that character so much better.
I didn't like Finn Jones. How about that?
That's what I said.
Finn Jones
That's what I said. Is I like Iron Fist. I just didn't like Finn Jones. I did not like Finn Jones. I was like, if they use any other character,
for that show was ass.
Horrible.
It was ass.
Either way, Shang-Chi's gonna be much better.
The best thing about the show.
Yep.
Shang-Chi could be is in a much better place.
He's gonna be better. He's gonna be much better. He's a much better to me. Like I like Iron Fist, but Shang-Chi is still a much better character.
Absolutely.
Anyways.
I mean, at the end of the day, it comes down to casting. If you cast the wrong person, the movie doesn't have a chance.
It'll hurt the film.
That too.
Yeah. And Shang-Chi right now,
the cast has to sell, and then the writing.
Yeah, right now the writer and the director they have for Shang-Chi is much better.
Still.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now that we got that out of the way, yes, Mandarin's going to be returning for that. We're going to see how this actually plays out and how they actually do the Mandarin. Next up, all right. So what y'all want to talk about? What are y'all about to mention?
Man, it don't even matter because the whole Phase 4 is all.
Oh shit! All right. Calm down.
It don't matter which way you go because you might get the same reaction.
Oh no. Okay. Yep. All right. Well,
Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
All right. Hang on. All right. Before we start cutting into the Disney Plus stuff, all right, I'm gonna have to stop it right there. We're gonna talk about the last film that everyone wants to cut into. Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. All right, guys. We're getting our Doctor Strange sequel. Yeah.
I'm down with this.
Doctor Strange is getting a sequel, and hang on. If anyone who's been watching us for the past while, especially whenever we did our Infinity War spoiler cast, especially Endgame, what the Multiverse of Madness is confirming for us is a lot of what we've talked about, especially some of the early things, which is that we already knew the multiverse existed. There was the teases of it in Spider-Man, and I'm not going to go into that unless you've already watched it, but we know the multiverse exists. They've also put other aspects of the multiverse exist, and this puts all of our theories that we've been talking about on the show well into play, especially because it's Doctor Strange. We know that he can go across dimensions and universes like that, right? We already knew that.
Multiverse was confirmed in Doctor Strange 1.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm saying how they're handling
with
it.
Dormammu.
Yeah, Dormammu.
Yeah.
But
so,
hey, Snow Bunny.
Go ahead.
I was like, Multiverse of Madness is going to be their first reaching out to a lot different side of the MCU, and I'm really looking forward to it.
It's going to be a horror film.
It is going to be a horror film.
That's what got me hyped too, dude. Like the horror aspect of it. Because Dormammu's a scary motherfucker regardless too, bro. They could have just got it like tapped there, but like I'm hyped for it, dude. I like Doctor Strange.
That opens up a whole bag of interesting things in the because they talked about Blade, which he's not even going to be in Phase 4, but Blade is vampires and the supernatural shit, and then you're talking about horror elements,
which we're starting to see a little bit of placement of. We started seeing a little bit of the supernatural stuff kind of coming through.
Because Doctor Strange protects the realms from all the other shit that the Avengers don't deal with,
Doctor Strange.
So he sees a lot of shit that they don't even know is even like popping off. Bro.
You know what? To give a good example or a comparison, Doctor Strange is the Justice League Dark for the MCU. I was like, Justice League Dark is all the supernatural and occultic stuff, while everyone else take care of the superpowered and gods. That's exactly what Doctor Strange and his crew do. They take down the supernatural and magical.
He's the Constantine.
Really. Yeah, he's the Constantine of the MCU. I was like, well, everyone is fighting all space pirates and billionaire assholes. He's the one who's like, hey, look, this magical being coming from space. Yeah, I got that. Don't worry about it, guys.
So the rumored bad guy is Nightmare, which is crazy. And then if you look at like past villains for Doctor Strange, Death has been one. Mordo, which they teased. Mephisto. Mephisto's crazy too, right?
Oh, I would love to see Mephisto. But the thing is, right now, I think that we're gonna see more in this film. I think we're gonna see more of Mordo.
You start showing Mephisto too. You start looking at what's his name, Ghost Rider, right?
Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
I was like, because that goes into the hell aspect of it, and then summoning the Spirit of Vengeance, which honestly, what they could do, and I hope that they really start tying in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. back to the MCU. The Ghost Rider they had on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in season 5, season 6 was a great Ghost Rider. I did like Robbie's take on Ghost Rider instead of Johnny Blaze. I was like, the way that they showed him later on, he was a great Ghost Rider, and I really hope that they bring him into the films. I was like, he would be a fantastic addition, honestly. That's my opinion.
Yeah, or they could just make him have a TV show on Disney Plus. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, why not? That's one I would be all for. A Ghost Rider TV show using him, I would be all for it.
That's what they should use. Honestly, that's what they should use the TV show for, to like streamline some of the characters that don't have the biggest like clout behind them. and just help you like just learn
Bump
more
'em
about
up.
them and
Yeah.
build them up off there, because like just throwing them straight into a movie, that's just already gonna be a hard sell, bro. A character that no one really like have any interest in, is just like throw them straight into a movie. That was like the big shocking thing about like Doctor Strange, like them making the movie and everyone's like, who asked for this? But it was such a good movie.
Oh
Like,
yeah, and
but
part of that was because of the casting.
that was a big risk, you know. But I
Exactly.
mean, Benedict Cumberbatch is a pretty dope actor.
Oh, dude, he's a talented actor. He did amazing with that, as well as the actress that they got to play the ancient one. You know, she was phenomenal too.
Yeah.
The funny thing is Joaquin, how do you say Joaquin Phoenix was Joaquin. He was supposed to be Doctor Strange, but I think he pulled out of the role and he's actually doing the Joker. It would have been interesting to see his take on Doctor Strange. You can't really see anybody else playing that role, right? But
yeah, I think he did a good job by pulling out Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he couldn't do it, because he got the chops to do it. Joaquin Phoenix is awesome. That's why I'm like super hyped for this Joker movie too. But I think Cumberbatch is like the perfect Doctor Strange, dude. Like I mean, like perfect. He's like Hugh Jackman to Wolverine. He was like born to play that role, you know. Like,
I think he could. I think the way his role kind of developed with Avengers, so both Infinity War and Endgame, critical he was. I think he could end up being an Iron Man type figure for upcoming movies, right?
Yeah, leading into it, because you got to think like the next time we see the Avengers gonna be a much different cast, bro, and then you're gonna have a bunch of people that like got to be that now has to be developed to take on that role. Because I mean, what we're looking at right now is probably what, like Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and Captain Marvel, pretty much. I mean,
and then of course
we're gonna have the other Captain America and all that, but they're not gonna be looked at the way that
everyone else.
You know what I'm saying?
And
because people are still gonna look at, no matter, even if Falcon's taking on mantle of Captain America, they're still gonna be like, nah, that's just Falcon, bro. Like, I don't care. He's not my. They'll be hashtagging not my Captain America and all that good stuff.
Not my Cap.
You know what I'm saying?
Hashtag not my Cap.
So he's still gonna be looked at like that. Hence why he's only getting just a
TV show.
Exactly. Like they don't even. I don't even think they really have the belief in him.
I don't think it's that. I think it's the fact
bullshit.
Of that.
Bullshit. Why would he's
they
don't believe. I don't think they believe in him. That's why
the TV shows are just, they're relegating like the roles that were kind of minor in the movies and just kind of trying to make them.
But I think, but that's what I'm saying is that.
Because if that's the case, Captain Marvel, no one give a shit about her.
All right. We're gonna have to calm down with the Captain Marvel slander, because if not, we're gonna get attacked. Here's the thing about it, right?
Get attacked.
Get attacked.
Attack me.
Oh shit.
The thing is, the fact of the matter is, Doctor Strange should be the leader for the next phase, right? He should be that Iron Man type figure, but they're gonna be pushing Captain Marvel in there no matter what. All right, so that's just gonna be the way it is. So,
I mean, you're not wrong, but what else? What else?
At first, they gotta get her over with the. I mean, yes, the movie made $1 billion, but every movie Marvel make now, it's gonna make $1 billion. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't think it's a big deal too much anymore when a movie $1 billion, honestly. Like,
it's not. I'm sorry if that movie made $1 billion. I know a bunch of people didn't see it. Like,
no, but
still have no interest in seeing it. Like, yo, that's the. It's like $1 billion or bust now for Marvel. You know, so like if it don't make $1 billion, it's a flop pretty much now in this particular case now with Marvel. But I think they still gotta I think Captain Marvel still needs to be sold on us, bro.
I'm not denying that. What I was trying to get at is,
why, and I get why Salty's saying like Doctor Strange should be pushed more into that role instead of Captain Marvel, even though it fits more with the comics. But we know Disney don't give a shit about the comics because they still do.
What I think is that those are going to be the big guiding forces. Yes, Benedict Cumberbatch and Doctor Strange need to be pushed more as one of the heads of the Avengers. You know, we know that they're going to be setting up Captain Marvel. Absolutely, but yes, I agree that Doctor Strange needs to be up there. Spider-Man needs to be up there, and Black Panther. I was like I said, this is the time to set the heads of the Avengers and the new teams and stuff like that. This is how they could set up the Illuminati and stuff like that. What I'm saying is that with what they're doing with the Disney Plus stuff, I was like, yes, they're the smaller characters that didn't get enough screen time or as much development. Like I said, everyone knows how I felt about when they gave the shield to Falcon to be the next Cap. I've been saying it should have been the Winter Soldier. I personally think that Bucky had more development over his films with Cap compared to Falcon. But what I think that they're doing
Well, no
with the
doubt,
show,
because most of the films, Cap like revolved around Bucky. The Winter Soldier was a Bucky movie. That was more Bucky than Cap,
it was
honestly.
absolutely more Bucky than Cap. But what I think
And
that they're doing,
and then Civil War was Bucky, because the whole thing happened because of like Bucky being accused of the crime, so they spent time chasing him and whatnot. You know, like so. Bucky's way more developed, but I don't know.
but
hey, Jay Slayer said Hulk should be the leader. Nah, Hulk drank too much
Not that-
soy He drank
hey,
soy latte.
you leave Professor Hulk out of this. You
He's
leave
a baby
Professor
back
Hulk.
right now.
Hulk, dude.
Yeah, nah.
Sorry.
He's gone.
sorry.
They're gonna put him in the round file. You ain't gonna see Hulk for a while, dude. His arm's fucked up, which doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Like he put the gauntlet on when the Hulk takes damage. He's supposed to get pissed and get stronger, dude.
Well,
Right.
hang on. That is regular Hulk. Professor Hulk is the opposite. The angrier he gets, the weaker he becomes.
I don't know, dude.
No.
How you gonna turn a Professor Hulk?
You can't make the
Because,
Hulk.
because the fact that Professor
He
Hulk
was
has
always
this.
like that.
No, yes, Professor Hulk has the strength of Hulk, but the mind of Banner. The more that he gets angry, he loses control and he gets weaker because he goes completely insane and just like primal like Hulk, but he goes back to being a human like Banner.
Well, you know
so
what
it's
they
the
need,
opposite.
you know what they need to do then? You know what they need to do? They need to make a movie for the Hulk that shows you that transition. Because as far as we know, he had this little 5-year gap where he just became a big old pussy, bro.
Oh.
Like just call it what it is. He got the hands. He got the hands put on him by Thanos and became a big old freaking pussy, bro.
Yeah, let's talk about the fact that he got his ass kicked, right? And he wouldn't turn
wasn't
back.
Professor Hulk then, sir.
He wouldn't turn back into the Hulk, and the fact that he didn't ever get his revenge. They didn't show him once.
Banner had to do it. That's where he started.
Nah, they didn't show him once hit Thanos.
Look, no, but the thing is that he took on not Corvus Glaive. What was the big one?
It doesn't matter, bloody. He got his ass handed to him.
The Hulk did not Banner.
Right.
The Hulk got look, they're together, right? So you're setting it up and saying, well, damn, he got his ass handed to him. He needs to get his revenge before the end of the movie, or he just is a bitch.
Dude, he's big.
Hey, I came in here and bitch. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, what's up, Triple Cup? Hey, finally got in. He's been having trouble all day.
Man, I ain't used Discord in a minute, man. Y'all know that I like to be simplified. But yeah, man. Hey, appreciate you for having me in here, man. What's good?
What's good with you, Chuck? What?
We just
they
chopping up this phase 4, man.
Yeah, they cutting down Hulk right now. They hating on Hulk.
Oh,
ain't nobody hating on it. It's just
it's just facts.
Nah, y'all. No, he said it's facts.
It's not. It's not a hate, bro. It's the fact of the matter. This is the way they portrayed him. We're not. It's not like we're making something up.
I mean,
this is what it was.
They neutered him. That's
they
it.
They did him that way.
Yeah. But I'll just say it. They did that to Hulk. They did do that Banner.
I mean, hey, look at check Universal out. They still own the rights to the Hulk for the movie, so that might be just the MCU doing a fuck you to them because of
That's exactly what it is. Disney being petty, but still like
I mean, they known for doing that though. That's why Quicksilver did with the little thing with them and Fox.
Yeah.
Fox killed Scarlet Witch. They killed Quicksilver.
Yep. He's not wrong.
But I don't know, dude.
I understand. Either way, all I was trying to get to is the fact of that what they're doing with the Disney Plus shows is that they're gonna expand out the characters that they feel that would be better suited on a TV show to get more screen time than they would in the movie.
And it's a bunch of them that's better suited for TV shows than
well, everyone likes Loki, and Loki had quite a bit of development. He's getting his own show. Hawkeye,
you know what? Loki's the one that I actually could see a movie being done for instead of the TV show. But I'm not complaining about the TV show. But there's some of the ones that's in movies that need a TV show.
Hawkeye, I'm glad it's getting a TV show because not only would you phone regular Hawkeye now as Ronin, I was like, it's gonna be him training his daughter to take over the mantle of Hawkeye. I was like, so we're gonna be seeing that transitionary period. WandaVision, they're gonna go more into the relationship between Wanda and
shit
Vision.
about WandaVision.
Hey,
dude.
you piss off! You leave them alone. You leave Paul Bettany out of this.
Thank you, Bloody, for being salty on this show.
I know.
It could have been a better show for you to come on, Salty.
Did I just hear that?
It's just fuck.
It's WandaVision.
Who gives a shit?
That's gonna be so. That's gonna be like the pillar stone for the mutants, the WandaVision and the Eternals. That's gonna be the pillars for the mutants.
For bringing them over.
Right, cause think about it. WandaVision is a whole TV series, and if y'all heard them when they was talking about it, they always use this one in particular word, weird. And by them saying weird, that means I'm thinking they going straight House
Because
of M. They going for it. They going for that House of M.
yeah, exactly. They're setting the foundations of new mutants being born in the MCU, but they're still gonna work towards Secret Wars, bringing the multiverse together and bringing the X-Men that they're gonna focus on themselves in their own universe together to take care of the new mutants that are gonna start popping up. Because Kevin Feige said that mutants are coming. Mutants are coming. So WandaVision setting up House of M is absolutely that perfect time
Mutants
to do
are
it.
coming in 2024.
Right. That's what I was gonna say.
And that's fine because they confirmed that last year. They said there are no plans for the X-Men in they said
Phase 4 should have been them already starting to trying to launch those fools.
But
bro.
they're gonna start teasing it. But the thing is, they already said that they have no plan for X-Men and mutants for 5 years. They said no X-Men or mutants for 5 years, but they're gonna start planting the seeds, and that's what's gonna lead to Secret Wars. This is what I've been saying since last year.
Why don't they do it? Like I said, then they're still going about it wrong, bro. Because like I said, like some stuff that should be shows shouldn't be shows, should be movies. If that Wanda movie's gonna play, if that WandaVision show's gonna play a huge part, that shit needs to be a movie where everyone will have a bigger chance of seeing it. Because I'm telling you, that subscription stuff, bro, it's for the birds.
Yes. Scarlet Witch is confirmed to be in Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, she's also gonna be in Multiverse of Madness as well.
I think about it like this here. We were talking about like with Scarlet Witch, her TV series, and the reason why it could be a series because they lead up to showing you that to the House of M and her turning bad and her warping time, which make her coming on Doctor Strange because she bust open the multiverse, and now she is part of being a villain. So Doctor Strange got to fight her. Then you got Nightmare that probably is gonna be in there, and they talking about it's gonna be a true horror movie. Man, think about Scarlet Witch as an actual horror character. Like, you know what I'm saying? They bringing out the evil part in her so they can go a little bit darker with her when they doing like a
because she ain't no joke.
Yeah.
Well, they started to tease her powers at the end of Endgame. She was fucking up Thanos.
Yeah, because the fact that
he called in the strike.
Yeah.
So in Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, they show. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but she's key into taking them into the dark dimension. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
because there's a reason she's gonna earn the name Scarlet Witch. We've known about her powers, but no one knew exactly how her powers work. Not even her. But now they're gonna go into that between WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness. That's what I'm saying is that they are setting the foundations of teases of new mutants being born in the MCU. However, they're still gonna be setting up the X-Men universe separate in their own universe and lead that all into Secret Wars by bringing all the multiverse together and doing Battle World and X-Men versus Avengers. And I got to talk to, for those who don't know, when I was at E3, I was at one of the parties. I met someone from Marvel who I was talking to about the Black Widow film, and I was talking with her about the fact of what our thoughts were on the Endgame when we did our spoiler cast. And she actually showed me her stuff from Marvel. She was actually someone, and I can only say her first name. I can't say the last name. But Claudia, if you're listening, I was like, I still remember our conversation. She sat there for 15 minutes and wanted me to break down our thoughts on, or my theory on Secret Wars and how they're going to do now with the X-Men. And she absolutely loved it and was sitting there talking with one of the people who was there from the movie writing team and stuff like that. So we know, at least I got to know someone from over there and know that they have an idea of what people like us talk about when we actually go into depth about this. And that's why I think that with WandaVision setting up all this, that we already know that the mutants are coming. Now that they confirmed it in San Diego Comic-Con, because she told me, hey, San Diego Comic-Con, you need to be there, you need to be watching. And I think this is why she told me that. Because of the fact that they're laying down these foundations and teases for all this aspect of what's to come. And I think with knowing what I've theorized and what we now know, that's why it's all going to play a bigger part. And Chuck brings up a good point that can lead into the House of M. That can show the true extent of Wanda's powers and going into all that and why she would be a big threat, but why she's going to be necessary when they bring on a real big villain comparable to what Thanos did. And that's why I think that they're going to do someone like Galactus, the true Galactus, the World Eater himself, an actual celestial being, someone who's actually a cosmic threat that's going to need everyone at the top of their powers.
I mean, yeah, that would be nice. You know what I'm saying? When they get to that level there.
Yeah.
But I was looking on top of that, like with Scarlet Witch, with her show, she could just simply like with things like well, they saying Vision gonna be in there, she could just simply reimagine him and just bring him into existence.
I think that's exactly what they're gonna do. But also, don't forget that they have a copy of all of Vision's memories that Shuri saved.
Shuri could do right. They got all different types of options.
Yeah.
And then people be forgetting about when Scarlet Witch, when she first showcased her powers, but that wasn't all of her powers. When she broke one of the stones, when she was able to break a stone, that should let everybody know that how OP she really is.
Yeah, her power is one of the strongest in the MCU. Yes, we know the powers that Doctor Strange has. We know the power that Captain Marvel has, but no one really understands the extent of Scarlet Witch's powers and why she is one of the most necessary of the X-Men, but also one of the most feared during the House of M storyline.
Right. I mean, they got a whole bunch of options, and I think that's if they go that route, they can open up the whole universe. You know what I'm saying? In all the aspects, I think that'd be the best option.
Yeah.
At least from from sitting on the back end looking in.
Yeah, it is. And you know what? We were talking about. Everyone brought up how they announced the new Blade film, right? We were talking about how that's going to set up the supernatural, the occult, and things like that. You know how they're gonna and for those who don't know, that Mahershala Ali was confirmed to be playing the titular character of Blade, but they said that he might not be appearing in Phase 4 and more setting up for Phase 5, and so it's going to be a few years out. You know how they're going to set up Blade and all that is that they're going to be using What If. And specifically, the reason they're going to be using What If is that What If is the storyline that introduced a lot of our favorite characters as zombies and bringing in that supernatural feel. So the What If storyline is going to start setting up, hey, you know how we all know that Red Skull is still alive and stuff like that, and stuck there on Vermeer or whatever it was? I was like, all that. I was like, What If is going to set up the zombie side of the MCU and bring back some characters that we know, and that's what's going to help to introduce Blade into the MCU, because you're going to need the Demon Hunter, you're going to need the Vampire Slayer himself, because of the fact that he's going to know about that.
Yeah, I think, but the What If stories are just going to be like single stories that just what if, like as in if Peggy Carter did this here, the next one might be what if,
That's what I was thinking. I think What If is gonna be like a bunch of like one-offs. It's like little short stories of what happened if this would have happened, like stuff like that. I don't see it like as being like something.
But remember, it takes place.
That away from the MCU though.
But What If is in the multiverse, because that takes place on Earth 2419. That's its own separate universe. It's the reason it's a What If. It's because it's saying, what if this happened? It's on a whole nother planet.
It's gonna be multiple stories though. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's still gonna. It may be multiple stories, but it's still gonna be in the multiverse. And you just because they say, hey, yeah, this story is going to be this long, doesn't mean that they're not going to set the foundation of saying, yeah, these stories are what ifs, but they're what ifs in the universe that we think they are, but they're actually somewhere else happening, and that's how they're going to be able to use it to transition into Blade. Like I said, after Phase 4 and Phase 5, that's when we're going to see the multiverse culmination coming through, and that's why I think Secret Wars is going to be a bigger play now than ever, because of the fact that we're going to see all these multiverse stories coming through. So how else are you going to put them all under one universe into one single entity?
They can't do is they can't rip nobody from the What If story and bring them into the MCU. They're not going to do that. Because
that's the thing. That's the thing about it though, is that if they do that with Secret Wars, that brings all the universes together to fight out in Battle World. So they're gonna have to destroy these other universes for the main MCU timeline and 616 to be the main universe. They have to do that. So this would allow them to be able to do that stuff.
Yeah, but they already said with the casuals, that's why they specifically made that animated. That way, it won't get the casuals confused with the stuff that's going on in the MCU.
Yeah, because it's gonna be a huge confusion, bro. I'm telling you, the What Ifs is gonna be like little one-off stories, bro.
I don't know.
They animation to keep you from being confused, people, because it's casuals. I mean, what you talking bloody would be magnificent, but if they go that deep, 90% of the audience is gonna be confused. 90% of the audience. So they animated to dumb it down, so people that don't like them, or that don't like animation or don't want to see it, they're distinguished. They don't have nothing to do with if they was going to change the MCU, so they don't feel like they have to.
Yeah, it's not affiliated to it.
Right.
I don't know.
It's like a cool Easter egg to it.
What you think, Salt?
Oh, Salt said he had to leave. He had to go. But honestly, even if it's animated, I still think they may do something with it. I was like, they may not, but the way that I see that they've been laying down the foundations of everything that they're teasing up and building up right now, I think it's all gonna have a play. I was like, they're the one thing that I'll say this about Kevin Feige is that
I think
he
making it
knows.
animated already eliminates it though, bloody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I know
They're
that,
not gonna, because they're not gonna put the animation with the like the live action, bro.
Hey
I
man,
know
don't say that. They can CGI the hell out of it. All they need is Andy Serkis
I
and a
know
lot
they
of
gonna
time.
do though. They gonna what I think they're gonna add Blade and gonna give him that on that same Black Panther feel, but he gonna do it into the Doctor Strange multiverse because they're gonna have some point where they might have somewhere like some vampires be able to come through into our universe, or they might have somewhere like something going on because it's supposed to be
I think
a dark movie. Something it's gonna have something to do with some werewolf that's gonna actually have Blade to have him already established.
What if in
the to know origin story of Blade?
man, who knows, bro? Because like you gotta think about it like this too, because I mean, this is a huge what if, but like they're doing that Morbius movie too, right?
Yeah.
So like, what's to say they wouldn't do something with
Wait.
that?
Oh,
with Blade,
Mobius.
or
Well,
even,
remember Mobius is coming out of Sony Spider-Verse bullshit.
but still, I don't. I mean,
I don't know.
Who knows what kind of agreements they come?
I let's say if they did work it out and it was an association with Marvel and they were able to get that Spider-Verse stuff in there, having Mobius the living vampire in a film, that'd be the perfect way to bring out the vampire hunter himself. However, honestly, I think Chuck has kind of an idea on how they might introduce Blade. Although what they do need to do is if they do that, they also need to bring out Ghost Rider with it because Ghost Rider and Blade have teamed up a lot. And like I said, I liked Robbie and the Agents of
You think
S.H.I.E.L.D.
that's when they could be keeping close to the chest? Like,
probably.
Blade, and then Ghost Rider come out the madness of the multiverse, and then you see the Ghost Rider head or something like that just appear out the darkness.
I would think so. Like I said, the Ghost Rider they had that was on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in season 5 was great. I liked Robbie.
It was who played him?
Yes.
The one in
Randy Diaz, something like that.
Yeah, Randy Diaz, or I think that was his.
Something like that. I don't remember his name.
But no, yeah, he played the other version of Ghost Rider, not Johnny Blaze. He played Robbie, and I liked his version of Ghost Rider. I liked that version of Ghost Rider more so because of the fact that he showed that the original Ghost Rider passed it on to him because Ghost Rider is passed on as a spirit of vengeance to others. So they teased that he got it more than likely from Johnny Blaze and stuff like that and became the new Ghost of Vengeance. And I like his interpretation of that character because he did great. So what better way to bring out the occult and supernatural than to bring out Ghost Rider right alongside Blade? That's just me.
Oh yeah, Robbie Reyes, right?
Yeah, Robbie Reyes.
Man, I mean, that would be nice. And then right now they S.H.I.E.L.D. they next season gonna be the last season of S.H.I.E.L.D., which was a good show. And they talked throw Easter eggs and they talked about Ghost Rider in the show. So it's a possibility.
Well, they didn't just talk about him in season 5. They actually focused on Ghost Rider. That's what I'm saying. Is that they had a Ghost Rider and he was a phenomenal addition.
I'm talking about the one that's out now.
Season 6 right now. Yeah, season 6 right now.
Gabriel Luna, he played him. That's why I was like, the guy's familiar. The guy who played him in the TV show.
Yeah.
It was because he's gonna be he's the new Terminator, right?
I think he was in the new Terminator.
No, he's the new Terminator. Like
the new Terminator.
Out, he is the Terminator.
Yeah, I ain't see him. That's the new Terminator.
Yeah, he's the new He's a new T9000 or 900 or something.
I mean,
like
to be honest with you, Terminator. I mean, I some of the Terminator movies I like, but they still feel 90s. All of them still just feel 90s. Like every like they whole lore is diluted, terrible. You know what I'm saying? And they rip it out so much, and what they need to have is just the lady that wrote The Matrix, the one that originally wrote on Terminator.
Yeah.
They need to let her say canon and rewrite and do a whole canon and just, you know what I'm saying, and all these offsprings and then come back and then redo it the right way. Like start from the beginning, don't try to, you know what I'm saying, and just do a world of Terminators more than focus on this one in particular person. Because the way they got Terminator right now, man, it's a disgrace to say I was a big fan of Terminator when Terminator 2 came out. I was a child watching it.
Yeah, I feel you.
It is crazy. But
the new one looks dope though. I'm hyped for the new one.
Oh yeah.
hype for it. I'm just like I like a story that actually
Well,
don't
because
feel like it's just
this
throwing
one's
shit on
supposed
the
to,
wall.
yeah, this one's supposed to fix it because this one takes place after Terminator 2 at the Judgment Day.
Yeah. So
So
it's
this
gonna
is
be
like an
interesting.
actual sequel, not like some crap that they just made up or whatever
Yeah.
to try to fit into it. This is like an actual true sequel to Judgment Day.
Yeah. Like I said, it's gonna be interesting on how it all plays out. But with everything that's coming, like I said, there's a lot of possibilities and plays with how they did. And like outside of what you see here on what we know is coming for Phase 4 in the next year and a half, they did confirm mutants are coming. Black Panther 2 is coming. What else did they say? Chuck.
Captain Marvel 2,
Captain
Guardians
Marvel
of
2.
Galaxy 3.
Yeah, Guardians 3 and all that. We talked about Guardians 3 because we know that the villain's going to be Rocket's creator and stuff like that.
One most important, the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four is coming back. Yeah.
Yeah, Phase 5 is gonna be the truth.
And that's why I think that they're going to be setting up Secret Wars with the Fantastic Four because of the fact that they can. Who else could cause?
They hinted Fantastic Four and Spider-Man.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that who else could do Secret Wars than the Beyonder himself, but more specifically Doctor Doom's version of the Beyonder. So that allows them to bring the X-Men universe and the Fantastic Four over into the MCU and bring everyone together. That's why I've been saying what I've been saying because of the fact that it makes sense. It makes sense.
That's logical.
Yeah, because it is the most logical breakdown. Yes, it may be too much for some of the casuals, but if they do it right, it'll make sense for them as well as setting the foundation for hardcore fans like us who know these stories. Yes, and no. There will be a Silver Surfer, BZ, because my thing that I've been talking about is that what they do is that they build up the X-Men and their own universe and lay down the foundations of new mutants appearing in the MCU, which is what they're going to be doing with WandaVision and talking about mutants now coming, all right? They're going to be popping up. They're not going to be on the level of the X-Men because everyone knows the X-Men and their universe, but no one knows the mutants and the MCU. They set up Secret Wars to bring the multiverse together because Secret Wars led into Battleworld. Battleworld is led by the Beyonder, who takes the multiverse, puts all the universe together. They fight it out, and only one universe gets to stay at the end of it. So at the end of Battleworld, everyone's beat up. People may be dead and stuff like that, but all the universes are in together. And who else to show up at the end of it all but the Silver Surfer to herald the coming of Galactus to warn all of our heroes? And that's why I said that everyone needs to be at the height of their power to take on a true cosmic threat like Galactus as the big bad. That's what I've been talking about for the past year and a half. But everyone says that I'm crazy and don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. They're going to reboot it until they can get it right, Jay. That's what's going to happen with the Fantastic Four.
I mean, yeah, I could see that happen in an overall term, but you know what I'm saying, I was looking more for like the people that, let's say, not going to watch, they don't like animation, so they're not going to watch that, so it ain't going to affect them if they don't. They'll still better keep up with what's going on with the movies. But like, you know what I'm saying, I don't want to draft people and pull people and then people like,
well, that's why I think they're gonna do some of them in films. I was like, the thing is right now we also see a lot of the Disney Plus stuff is gonna tie into the MCU. That's what I'm saying, that we can't write off what they're doing in the Disney Plus, but they are still gonna do these films.
They're gonna go times 10 of like how the ABC show like Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was, and Agent Carter, and how the Netflix shows, how they're just gonna go times 10 as in tying it into the MCU, but they're gonna be out doing their own thing in their own little world, and they're gonna minimize it. And that's why you see the Hawkeye, and they go, you know, you could tell his gonna be minimized when it comes to like over the top big budget stuff that's going on. They're just gonna show what's going on in his personal life, like just what he doing when he not with the Avengers. So they gonna keep it to that note, and then they're gonna drop the big Avengers, and they're gonna connect the stories like that. And I don't think they're gonna go with the Galactus yet. I think they're gonna save
they're gonna set that. They're gonna set the foundation. That's why I'm saying that right now their feeling for Phase 4 is it's up in the air. Personally, with all the time travel shit that they just did in Endgame, I honestly think King the Conqueror is going to be the big villain because of the fact that anytime there's time travel involved, King the Conqueror always shows up.
He'd be alerted, yeah.
Yeah, so we know, I have a feeling that King the Conqueror is going to be their focus for Phase 4. But they lead into an event like Secret Wars to help bring in the X-Men and everything, because they already stated that there's no X-Men and mutants in Phase 4 and in the MCU for the next 5 years. They're going to start planting seeds. However, what they do with building up these universes separately, Secret Wars brings everything together, and then they can focus on a big threat like Galactus, who is on the level of Thanos and greater, while building up all these heroes to be stronger than than they are now.
Nah, I know what I think. That sounds, but Kevin Feige said, I mean, I would love to see that too, but what Kevin Feige was saying, that they weren't going to do no big overall thing like that. So I think the villain that's going to be overall arc is going to be like people like you said, Doom. Then you're going to, I mean, yeah, and
But Doctor Doom as the Beyonder
Apocalypse.
is the perfect person to bring to do Secret Wars. That's what I'm saying. Is that
Yeah,
Doctor Doom?
The Apocalypse. You know what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be the overall villains, like these B class villains that we've been seeing. That okay, the way Marvel is doing now, they're making these B class characters nobody heard of, building them up. So now they becoming the villains of the movies, and then now you're gonna have the overall arc of the big villain that you know of. And that's why it's gonna be like Doctor Doom, and it's gonna be somebody like Apocalypse, and they're gonna plant seeds for them. They're not gonna really hit Galactus.
Nah,
because,
they're not gonna do Apocalypse because Apocalypse just left a bad taste in everyone's mouth after the X-Men.
I know, but
shit.
that's what I'm saying. Look, we talking about. This is like you got
but
4,
you
got Phase 5 when they introduce the Fantastic Four, and then when Phase 6 come in, is on Phase 4. I mean Phase 5 is gonna be Doctor Doom. Then Phase 6 will be like the Apocalypse.
But that's what I'm saying is that Doctor Doom is gonna be setting up. Yeah, they're gonna have individual phase villains and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is that they have to be setting up their big bad overall. Because look at what they did with Phase 1. They teased Thanos at the end of the first Avengers.
Yeah, I'm saying like Thanos.
But that's why. But
those treatment like Doctor Doom gonna get the Thanos treatment.
No, but that's what I'm saying is that right now in their Phase 4, we look at King the Conqueror.
That's so far off though.
Yeah, but that's why I'm saying is that but that's what I'm saying is that they're gonna look at doing Secret Wars to bring the universe together because of the fact that you have a villain like Doctor Doom, but as the Beyonder. The Beyonder is the one who's done Battleworld and all that kind of stuff. Bring the multiverse together. He's still the focus of it because of the fact that they're leading into an event where it's gonna cause all the Avengers, the X-Men, everyone to get together, and then that can finally show the real big bad that's been kind of at the end of it because you bring in the Silver Surfer and then you bring in a big villain like Galactus, who is a cosmic level threat that needs everyone at the height of their power. Yes, Thanos was that, as we saw, but Galactus is just as bad. All right, that's what I'm saying.
Now you're saying that. Now just think of the movies and shows we're gonna get for Phase 4. At the end of Phase 4, like you said, they always hint at like a big bad. Looking at what we got in Phase 4, who do you think that big bad is gonna be?
Based off what they've teased, it's kind of hard to say. Kang the Conqueror is going to be the phase villain. Kang the Conqueror as the phase villain, yes, but the big bad for this next big arc.
Villain get the treatment of Thanos because Thanos had the villain of the phases.
No, he was the overall big bad because remember the villain at the end.
Thanos is the big overall big bad. He was like the culmination of all the phases.
Which at the end of Avengers 1,
like, who's going to be the big bad at the end of the phase?
That's what. But that's what I'm saying is that Galactus is going to be the culmination.
Okay, I understand what y'all saying.
That'd be so far off though.
They never.
But Galactus is an actual threat.
Like 4 phases probably like.
Three phases like they did with Thanos. But that's what I'm saying is that he is the reason that they would need an event to bring all of the multiverse together and all of the mutants and everything.
Has to be something big like this, something cosmic.
And that's exactly what I've been saying, but everyone keeps thinking I'm lying or they don't know what I'm talking about.
All right, look.
None of people are thinking you're lying. You're just thinking so far ahead. Nobody thinking that far.
Exactly. You got to be ahead. You got to be thinking of the overall.
That's why y'all got to listen to this here. Listen, check me out. Just pay attention.
All right.
I understand what y'all saying. That makes perfect sense. I believe everything y'all saying, but the only thing I'm saying is what y'all looking at is Galactus is the overall bad, and y'all bringing them out like Phase 6. No. I'm saying like Galactus is gonna be the super big bad, but in the time frame right now, like Doctor Doom will be the big
I know, Chuck. I get what
over
you're saying.
the next 3 phases. Like
they're gonna need somebody to hold it down until Galactus gets there. I get what you're saying.
Right. So it's like not just like the big bad over like a couple of phases. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying he gonna get the Thanos treatment. Well, he gonna have some stuff going on where had him in this phase. And then when Phase 5 come out, when they introduce the Fantastic Four, that's when you really know who he is. And in Phase 6, now you fighting Doctor Doom. Now Phase 7, you got the little sprinkles of, like I said, Apocalypse. And then that's because, you know what I'm saying, the mutants already been introduced. So now they had the stuff that's been introduced by Apocalypse, and he be the overall bad, like get the Thanos treatment for the next 5 or 3 to 4 phases.
But that's
And
going
then
out like
after that,
10 other phases to
25
set up.
years from now,
Nah,
then at
I
the
don't think they're
end
gonna
of
do it like that. Nah,
we gonna get Galactus.
Hell no, they ain't gonna do that. Especially not with Apocalypse as a big bad villain, because like I said, they just did that with the X-Men, and they
No, but you gotta see. Look, you thinking right now? He's saying shit. Probably like phase 6, phase 7, phase 7. Think about time phase. Phase 7 is probably like another like 10 years, bro.
Yeah, but what he's saying,
So
he's saying like
Apocalypse
20,
fine to do that.
10 years from now.
Apocalypse will be fine. Yeah, Apocalypse will be fine to do that by then, bro. Like you think that X-Men Apocalypse was what, a year ago? So by phase 7, you're looking at probably like another 10 years. So you're looking at 11 years. The last time we seen Apocalypse in a bad light, it'll be okay to do that, bro.
Yeah, maybe then, but I'm still saying
I don't.
But I don't think that Doctor Doom. I don't think Doctor Doom was gonna get a three phase story arc or anything like that. No,
I don't think Doctor Doom will get.
Yeah, no, but that's what he was saying is that
he's like a one phase type deal.
But that
He'll play a major role, but he won't be like the big dog.
Yeah, no. But the thing is, Beezy's asking, is Doctor Doom that tough? Yes, Doctor Doom is that powerful, and a lot of people.
Doctor Doom is a beast.
Doctor Doom has Doctor Doom is literally the Lex Luthor of the MCU, but with superpowers. Doctor Doom is that dude. He is smart.
No, I get Chuck too. Doctor Doom can hold down a phase or two, bro. Like,
oh yeah,
he's that hard to defeat. Like he's not someone that you're gonna beat in a movie or in two. Like he's that cat, bro. He's up there, dude.
Yeah,
like
he is. But that's why I'm saying is that they're gonna.
I want to give a shout out to everybody in the chat. I'm on this Discord thing. My bad, because I just wanted, speak to everybody. That smash. Because, I ain't be able to get into the chat. So, everybody that, out there that's rocking with us, appreciate it. Hit that like button, subscribe, and let's go.
Yeah. Attaboy. You heard what the man said. But no, Chuck, you're not wrong, right? Doctor Doom is that dude. He's not going to go down. But that's what I'm saying is that specifically with the Beyonder, when he becomes a Beyonder, right? Because those who don't know the Beyonder is the one who's created Battleworld, and he's a Celestial. However, there has been in Secret Wars 2, specifically the most recent version of Secret Wars, Doctor Doom tries to figure out how the Beyonder knows everything that's going to happen and how he's able to defeat him and the other heroes of the MCU and everything like that, because the fact that he tried to warn them, say the Beyonder's powerful, he needs to know what's going down. What Doctor Doom does, he goes back to the beginning of time with one of the Watchers and ends up creating the cult of the Beyonder and becomes the Beyonder. He is actually the Beyonder himself in Secret Wars 2. That's what I'm saying is Doctor Doom is
wouldn't that be about phase 6 to do out? It takes about phase 6 to do that, right?
But what I'm saying,
right now they introduce the Fantastic Four in phase 5, and by phase 6, that's what we getting, right?
No, but that's what I'm saying is that we'll see it in phase 5 because of the fact that right now they're talking about what's in the MCU. They haven't talked about anything that they're going to do with the X-Men specifically if they do the X-Men.
I think phase 5 is going to be the introduction to the Fantastic Four and everything else. I think phase 5 is when everything's going to start coming into play. So I do see why Chuck is saying phase 6. I don't think that's something
and the
MCU. Phase 5 is going to be more of but phase 5 is going to be more of an introduction phase for the whole X-Men and Fantastic Four to come into everything they got in Fox is when it's going to start. They're going to start coming in.
But that's what I'm talking about.
Acquired in Fox is going to be introduced in phase 5, I think, bro.
But that's
I think that'll be a little bit too early for them to just do that right off the bat.
But that's what I've been talking about is that they've already been able to start using the X-Men and writing for their stories come January of this past year. The thing is that what we're talking about is
a story, bro, but
but that's what I'm saying is that they're not going to introduce them into the MCU. They're going to build the X-Men universe and rebuild them in their own separate stories and their own separate universe. They're not going to be a part of the MCU. That's why I say that Secret Wars is going to be what comes in phase 5 to bring those two universes together. And then you can focus on trying to fight Doctor Doom, but you're going to start hearing the rumblings of Galactus coming. That's how you can really introduce Silver Surfer and more of the Fantastic Four. That's what I've been trying to get at, is that we're only focusing on the MCU as a single entity.
No. See, I'm not focusing on it as a single entity. I understand it's the Marvel and X-Men, all that. That's still going to be MCU, bro. But I get what you're saying, as a different world-based type deal.
Yeah.
Bro. I get
but
that.
they're not going to do that. this Marvel. They trying to do something that's never been done in history.
And you're talking about the fact that they're gonna take
Look,
3 different franchises from 3 different universes and bring them into
that's
one.
how
I think
simple.
it's
You
possible.
making it difficult, blood. Hold up, blood. Look, you
Yeah,
making it
yeah.
difficult. Let me tell you how simplified they could do this. If you ever watched the '90s series of the X-Men, you know, it's in the animated shit. On the first episode when they introduced Jubilee and she was coming out, Professor Xavier came out and he was saying that the mutants been there the whole time in hiding. Simple. And once they do that, they can show the stuff. Watch the first episode, first season, everything. That's how they was introduced, that they was hiding. Sabretooth came out and some of the bad mutants, who they consider bad, was doing stuff that, you know what I'm saying, they introduced the world to them. That's why the people had a backlash against the mutants, but didn't have no backlash against like the power people like Avengers, because they said, oh, people, these here was born with superpowers, and you know, who can you trust? A good person could have it, a bad person could have it. That's why it was the racial profiling of the mutants. That's when they had to come out, and all they had to do is do the simple stuff like this. And when they do the House of M, like Savage was saying, he brought it to my attention. Magneto could be in the background on the whole part when Quicksilver died on the Age of Ultron, and Magneto could have just took one of those pieces of metal and just flicked his hand, and you seen where he grabbed the metal and it killed Quicksilver, because you know what I'm saying, he actually killed his son. You know what I'm saying, I don't want to go through the research because there's a lot of diving, but you know what I'm saying, it could go so simple to say, hey, we was hiding in plain sight, and then now they can go through the whole MCU and pick parts, because you know they love to do that. They'll go back to an origin story, and you can say, oh, how they built a story around this person. Like they hinted that Wolverine was in the army with Captain America. They could kind of show like him sitting in the background, just chilling, you know, stuff like that. That's why I say introduction is simple. Don't die confuse it. Just make it simple. Say, oh, hiding in plain sight.
They gonna make it simple, bro, because of
I don't know about,
bro.
but no, but some of the event that can't work with some of the events that happened in any of the X-Men films. Look at Apocalypse, dude. You're talking about how they destroyed an entire city and blew up one of the goddamn pyramids. You're gonna tell me that people didn't realize that, and that it's just gonna go glossed over, and they're gonna say, "Oh, they were just
here." It's gonna be glossed over because it's gonna have Marvel attached to the name of it.
But I don't. They are not
gonna
introduce the X-Men as we know, as it is right now, into the MCU.
I know they're not.
But that's what I'm saying is that. But him saying that they're gonna just be like, "Hey, we've been here the whole time." They're gonna start putting the seat. Look. Soul brought this up right after the snap and everything that happened, the energy that was released. That's what's gonna start creating mutants right now in the MCU. I'm telling you, dude. I'm telling you that they're not gonna do it the way that we think they're gonna do.
That makes sense, but I don't think it's gonna happen, because then you gonna have like some of the mutants are already older, bro. Like, how does that explain?
Exactly, but that's what I'm saying is that they're not just gonna bring out the mutants that we know right now and say, hey, we've been here the whole time hiding. No, some of the events that the X-Men have done, there's no way that's gonna be glossed over and not be talked about and not be known about. And suddenly, if suddenly like Doctor Strange or anyone be like, oh yeah, I've known about that, I'm gonna be like, that is bullshit. You know it. That is a cop out. They are not gonna do that. If they do that
shit this whole time, though.
I'm just saying, for something like the X-Men,
the Hulk's transformation was bullshit.
Yes, we know about the Hulk transformation, but I'm saying the fact that
that's not beyond them.
Nah, but I'm not saying like pulling out a whole group of 20 people and doing the things that they've done and suddenly be like, oh yeah, we've known about that. We just never said anything about it. Like, bullshit.
Look, like Scarlet Witch, she could have been hiding from people. You got Professor Xavier could have been, you know what I'm saying. Use Cerebro to have
change the news or whatever.
Yes, but at the same time, if you go in the comics, they have a part where they say they was hiding already. It's already in the comics that they was hiding, and they came out, and that's when the introduction, and you could see the stuff that they was doing. It just could have been, you know what I'm saying, people doing things, and it, you know what I'm saying, it could have been stuff that was going on in another direction. But we looking at these people, what's going on in their life, we're not seeing that. They have multiple things that could be going on at the same exact time as well.
I don't know, bro.
That's what I'm just saying. Like Magneto in the background doing something, or they could be having something going on over here, and then they could bring Nick Fury. They could de-age him to have him working on this side here. So we seeing them on this time period here. They got buku ways they could do that. I mean, for them trying to make it complex, I don't think they're gonna go that route with it. I think they're gonna find the most simplest route, the most convenientest route, and the route they could tell the most stories with.
I don't know.
Just because of the casual market, bro, they gonna just throw that shit in there to help them out.
I don't know, man.
They gonna throw them a big old bone.
like I said, this is all our different thoughts in all this. I was like, it could go either way.
Hey, but yeah, I got a dip, guys. I enjoyed the show. I'll catch y'all later.
All right, for sure. I got a good track record on that one.
Yeah.
What? Let's see. We're gonna put a poll up, bloody me, and we just gonna and put it out there. So if you want to do the poll, we could do it.
Hey, we'll post that poll right there on Twitter. We'll absolutely do that. I'm all for it. If we want to see what people think that they're gonna do, if they're gonna keep it simple, just do the old wool over your eyes and say, hey, yeah, no, we were here the whole time and all that kind of stuff. We'll see if anyone believe that, or they think that they gonna do something smart with it and try to make a big thing about it. Because if they do it the way I say, they're setting something interesting that's gonna grab fans. But the thing is, it's going to be something that gets money because you set up another big event like Infinity War, like Endgame. You make something big out of it. They're going to rake in the buku bucks. That's what they want. Marvel's all about making that money with this stuff.
Right.
That's what I'm saying that they're not going to simplify if they know that they can make an event out of it to get that bread.
I mean, but think about this here, bloody. Go look at every movie. They simplified everything. I mean, they know how to hit the Easter eggs. But when it comes to how stuff transition, they made it show that it was simple for everybody. The most complex thing they did was time travel, and that was only because they wanted to have the title of that. You know what I'm saying? Where people classify like how they classify time travel, like Back to the Future had it for a while. That's why they threw jabs at all these other people that talked about time travel, and they brought it to like, okay, this is what we think of how time travel works. Besides for that. And then they made sure they told it twice so the casuals could catch on. Besides for that, they made sure everything they did was simplified.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, it's up in the air on how they do it. It can go either way. I was like, but yeah. I don't think that
you gave your argument about it. I gave my
absolutely.
You sold your case. I sold my case. We're gonna put it up on Twitter and see what's happening.
Yeah, we gonna see. Like I'm pretty sure people are gonna say that's they gonna do it the easy way, but I think there's gonna be a group of people who's like, nah, they gonna make a big thing out of it because that's what they do. They like, yeah, certain things they'll make simplified, but they gonna make an event out of everything they do. And after getting to talk with the person from Marvel that I got to meet when I was there in LA for E3, I think she knows that I was onto something and stuff like that. So again, I want to shout out to Claudia from Marvel. I was like, it was great meeting you there at E3 and stuff like that. There at the dev party on the last day. So I love San Diego Comic-Con. I see what y'all are talking about. Tell the movie team to at me because of the fact that we had that conversation. Just saying, Kevin Feige, hire us, consult us. Just saying, that's all you gotta do. But Chuck,
I'm with it.
Before we get out of here, Chuck, tell them where they can find you at.
Man, Triple Cup Chuck on YouTube, Vibration Podcast on Thursday. We talk about, Marvel, DC, Xbox, PlayStation, talk a lot of shit, have fun and stuff like that. Keep it entertaining, and we try to drop jewels every now and again. And then you catch me right there throwing bows with Bloody Knuckles at GRG. We be in there doing it live. Yeah, with K Mega and the crew. Man, it'd be good times having fun. But everybody, that's rocking out with us, man. I appreciate it. Special shout out because I couldn't get into the chat with y'all, that was one of my things I want to do. So, but, appreciate you for y'all rocking out with us, from beginning to end, middle, and all the other good stuff. Well, this your boy Triple Cup Chuck, and I'm out. And Bloody, appreciate you for having me, man. I had fun, and my bad about being late, but I was trying to, I ain't used Discord in a minute, so, I know that you like to do this complicated stuff for me.
I try not to do the normal thing. I try to make it special. I was like, I'm trying to work on it. So I was like, I got to find a way. Like I said, they're getting rid of Hangouts. We can't do the easy thing anymore. We got to make it real. We got to make it good. So I had to.
Right. I know a lot of people going to be kind of on, it's going to be something different.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
I wanted to make my show a little bit different. I wanted to change up the presentation, and I'm still working on it. I still got a lot of things I got to do to make this all better for y'all. Make it all nice and shiny looking for everyone. But guys, make sure that you also go check out Salty's stuff. I was like over there on Salty's Gaming, over there on YouTube, and follow him on Twitter. I was like, thank you for stopping by, Salt. It's always greatly appreciated. Of course, the usual suspect on the panel between me, Super G. Of course, you have Operation and the boy Soul King. All of our contact information is down in the description. You want to check that out. Make sure you follow all of them on Twitter, all of us. Make sure you follow my link tree that has a link to everything that I do. from when I'm live streaming over on Mixer, when I'm playing all sorts of random games, and all the crazy drunken shenanigans I get up to. You can also find my Instagram, Facebook, Twitter as well here, as well as you can also find the links to all of our audio podcast links over on Spotify for old episodes of the show. So I do want to thank everyone for stopping by for episode 54. It's crazy to think that it's almost been 2 years that we've been doing this, and we only have 50 episodes because we have a lot of stuff that stops us. But yes, BZ, we're back, and we're going to be doing this every Saturday. We're going to get back into it. I was like, I'm going to make sure that we don't take any more weeks off unless it's absolutely necessary. But guys, we do want to thank everyone for stopping by, and everyone who listens to the audio show. Please make sure that y'all follow us, whether you're listening to us on iTunes, over on Google or Podcast, or on Spotify, and you share this out whenever you enjoy it. We hope you have fun listening to us go off on everything that we do. And guys, you already know what it is. It's Saturday. It's a Smash podcast. Thank you for stopping by the United States of Smash. Of course, go always give love to the Heroic Vibration podcast over there on Triple Cups on Thursday. And if you want to hear us talking full on about video games and going off on it, make sure you check over us on the GRG podcast on K Mega 405's channel when we're there with the rest of our family every Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central. So we will see you guys next week. Make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not. It is always greatly appreciated. We can't do this without you guys, and we're going to have some more stuff coming up. But until next time, peace out and check you later. Sayonara.